Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another Supersonic page turner. My name is Anthony, and I'm here with my co-host Tom.
Hi.
God damn it! And we're welcome back to an our third, no wait, our fourth, yeah, our fourth batch of 8 comic issues. Um, so due to previous problems, kind of, well, no, not problems, awkward situation and timing and scheduling. This will come out very close to the four or fifth batch. Um, I'm sorry. This will come out very close to our fourth batch. And no, wait, this is the fourth. The next one will be the fifth. Point is, there will be like back-to-back issues, podcasts, and that's because of awkward scheduling and things like that. Don't worry. After this, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled stuff. And yeah, so let's get started. We start off with Sonic the Comic, issue number 25. And then this time on the cover, we've got Blade Runner. It's Streets of Rage.
Favorite Future Rage character, Blade Runner.
Yeah. But there's a couple things to note on here, even though it has nothing to do with Sonic. We've got on the bottom of it, it says the secrets of Sonic's world. A little side story at the end of this one. So look forward to that. And we continue on with the Sonic Terminator Part 2. We continue on South Island in the Frozen Zone. I, I forgot that Sonic 3 Knuckles did not come out yet, so we didn't have a proper ice zone. So it's just the closest thing is the Frozen Zone.
It's not that bad.
No, I
Just
guess.
thinking it on the fly. Hey, maybe later on they'll retcon it into the actual zone's name from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Name escapes me right now.
Ice Cap.
Yeah, Ice Cap. Maybe they'll
I
retcon into Ice Cap later.
I guess, but there's a lot. I don't know. The zone names. I kind of wish it went into more of the zone names, even if they made up one. That would have fit a bit better. Anyways, we continue with Captain Plunder and his crew after getting the information from that Porker Lewis who accidentally spilled the beans about where the Chaos Emeralds are. Captain Plunder has made his way to the frozen zone to nab them. Meanwhile, Sonic's crew is also caught up with him, and it's an all-out fight between all of them. I mean, between both crews. And as the fight breaks out, Amy is seen with her crossbow. And Tom, if you want to remind me, if this the first time we've seen her crossbow?
That was the second. We
Second.
saw
Oh,
it early.
okay.
We saw it in her third appearance.
Ah, okay. It's been a
It
while.
just wasn't emphasized.
Yeah. But just in case, at this point in time, Amy has not been seen with a weapon, and she's expected to be a freedom fighter. She does not exactly have the muscle to fight. So before it got confirmed later, and not until Sonic the Fighter, I want to say, that we were able to see that she actually held a weapon, which was the Pico Pico hammer. So crossbow it is, and they just kind of stick with it. Captain Plunder hijacks Tails, picks him out of the sky, and Sonic points him out. He's like, "All right, you want to make a deal? It's Tails' life for the Chaos Emeralds." And Sonic points Captain Plunder's crew to the Chaos Emeralds, who were sitting in a. You know, it's funny. They were sitting in a very obvious kind of like cauldron kind of thing. So I don't know why Captain Plunder didn't notice that. Um,
Maybe he just didn't look around that hard.
it's glowing. It's literally glowing.
While he was fighting a bunch of children, they were pretty hard to fight. One had a crossbow.
Oh, okay. Captain Plunder plunders the Chaos Emeralds and takes off in his airship. Sonic and Tails follows suit on the tornado, and as they get there, it turns out that Captain Plunder's crew is surprisingly pretty peaceful. And the reason why they're so peaceful, and they even let Sonic walk away with the Chaos Emeralds because they don't really need them. Well, the reason why is because, as he points out to Tails, the Chaos Emeralds absorb evil. not feed it, which is odd. So they essentially absorbed all the evil from Captain Splinter's crew. Don't worry though, that it'll wear off eventually. Um, but as that venture finishes, we open with a final page of the village in Emerald Hill being attacked by a mysterious figure flying in the sky. Lasers are being shot down. Everything is on fire, and everyone's running in panic. And a mysterious robot comes down, and it's revealed to be the Metal Sonic. And its final exclamation
Metallic.
is the Metal Sonic. Its explanation is, "Bring me Sonic the Hedgehog. It is time for his extermination." And that's where we close on that issue.
All right. First things first. Nigel Kitchen, Richard Allison. Great duo. The dynamic duo. Art's good as always.
Yep.
Let's talk about the actual story. So they defeated Captain Plunder in this issue. So in this story, we did Infinity Company Plunder, and they brought back the whole Chaos Emerald was absorbing evil. Well, remember Kintivore earlier wanted to use the Chaos Emeralds to absorb all the evil in the world. He succeeded in making them able to do that. It's just they absorb. So that's why they were able to absorb all of Captain Plunder's and his crew's evil.
Which makes me
It's
wonder why Sonic doesn't just. I mean, why didn't Sonic just have them next to Robotnik when they captured him? I'm sorry,
well,
I'm
here's
thinking
the
ahead.
thing.
No, I'm sorry. When or actually at any point, why didn't they just sneak up next to Robotnik or anything? Because they absorb evil,
Well,
right?
he did get his evil from the Chaos Emeralds. I don't know if he'll be possible. Wait, because Sonic will go supersonic, remember? From the radiation. And
Uh,
they're unstable.
right, right. That's why they're being kept in the frozen zone, is because if the emeralds are in a frozen area or lower temperatures, they don't let off radiation.
Like in a nuclear reactor, which has to be cooled.
Yep.
So if they were to just take them out, they'll get unstable. Then what if the evil energy that they emit, or what if the radiation they emit affects somebody else?
Mm. But it
But
only
yeah,
absorbs evil, though.
but no, it gives off radiation.
Then
So
wouldn't that?
the radiation is what made supersonic. But the radi yeah, it absorbs evil energy, but it also gives out this radiation and the unstable. And Sonic even says they're kind of unpredictable, so they don't know the results always. Where he
Oh, I got.
says, Sonic, you keep cooling down, they'll become unstable. What will they do to the pirates? That's a real good question, little buddy. Let's find out. So yeah, Sonic didn't know.
Hmm. All right.
For all he know, they could have just made them all super.
All right.
But yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm just trying to justify something. Maybe the writers just didn't think about it too much, which is possible.
Hmm.
But yeah, Captain Plunder's defeated. This is the first time we actually see all the freedom fighters fight in the team together. To be honest, we didn't really see. Wow, I just noticed Johnny kind of disappears from the comic after the appearance where he jumps off. You don't see him fighting.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
I guess he must be hitting people off the screen. But yeah, you don't see him. You see Porco Lewis standing.
That said, what?
Yeah, the only two you really see fight is Amy and Tails.
That said, what do you even see Porker Lewis doing? He was just has his computer out, but what's that gonna do in this situation? At
He's
least
like,
Tails is
"Hey guys, I'm doing some calculations here."
say, okay, cool. Pick up a rock or something and fight. Hell, Tails is doing that.
Yeah, he's flying and throwing rocks at people. Amy's using her crossbow to hit swords out of people. Sonic does the majority of the work. Johnny, I guess, is hitting people with his staff in the back. I don't know, off screen. Watch off. There was a lot of pirates. Maybe off screen, Johnny's just soloing the rest of them like a boss, for all we know.
Yeah, maybe.
Like just off screen, Johnny's just it's like, what's Johnny doing? You cut back to Johnny. He's just there's a bloodbath of just pirates. He's doing okay.
He's like Rambo, like
You just
just
see him scream. You just see him screaming with the
like
blood of all the pirates.
yeah, like a war cry and everything. It's like no, he's fine.
Yeah, Johnny's doing good. See, that's why we keep him on the Freedom Fighters.
You sure? Like
But
this
yeah,
won't.
Cap.
I was gonna say, are you sure this won't affect him or anything? Nah, it'll be fine.
He's a cool guy. But yeah, Captain Plunder's defeated. Spoilers: this is not the last time we see him.
Nope.
He was not perma defeated, which would also mean that the Chaos Emeralds don't foreverly take away your evil. Is it like a temporary? I guess it must be like a temporary effect.
Hmm.
No, we'll think about that next time we actually see him. But the stinger at the end, we see the first time the appearance of Metallics or Metal Sonic. Actually, I really like it because throughout the comic, like the last two issues, you saw the build up to him.
Yeah, as a rogue silhouette that was attacking, and now we get to see that.
Yeah, the silhouette. Well, you see him in like that issue. You see his silhouette in the pod. Then you see him kill the robot Sonic that Eggman had to test him with,
Hmm.
and you finally see him fully. It was like a good way. Like it's just interesting. Like he had this whole other arc with Captain Plunder and all that, but in like a side plot that you had the metallic stuff going on until it finally became the main plot. And I have to say, that's some pretty good story. I love when stories do that, like a side thing on the something on the side eventually becomes leads into the main plot. It all feels really organic, and also all leads up with when Eggman first became took in his new form.
Yep.
It also all connects back to Amy Rose too, because that was Sonic was introduced when she first came in.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That
but
said,
yeah, story.
I was gonna say that said, with the hint, I mean, with the reveal of Metal Sonic, now we can finally properly get into the actual um storyline.
Adaptation.
Adaptation. There we go. Storyline and adaptation of Sonic CD.
Yeah, and then we can compare. And I recently watched the Let's Play of Sonic CD, so it would be interesting to compare the game. I saw someone do the good ending
Cool.
where they destroyed all the Eggman generators.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get the good
Okay.
ending. I mean, you'll get the good ending no matter what if you collect all the time stones or if you destroy all the generators. The generators are there if you just want to explore and you don't have time to.
Oh yeah, they did both.
Oh,
I think they did both.
cool. I did both on my playthrough.
Hmm.
It's kind of
But yeah,
weird. It's kind of weird because to be able to get the achievement to do both, you would have to destroy every. You would have to collect all six Chaos Emeralds first, and then save the last emerald for the very last stage, and destroy every robot generator and Metal Sonic projector along the way.
darn. Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, they did that. It was really nice. I looked at it. Honestly, knowing how the adaptations go, it was kind of pointless. But yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get to
Oh yeah.
that.
Also, we saw the tornado again. This was his second appearance from the first time a while ago.
Yep. When they chase down the sky. No, the Wing
Sky
Fortress.
Fortress, Wing
No.
Fortress Zone, and
Yep.
then went into space. But yeah, this is his second appearance. The second time Tails has ever shown flying it. But yeah, besides that, and Amy's like weaponry. I always thought about though. So automatic crossbows exist. Amy has to hold her own arrows. I just noticed that.
Hmm.
It must be really on a budget. I'd be like, Porco Lewis, you can make a computer, you can destroy Eggman's computer, but you can't make Amy an automatic crossbow?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You lazy. Why do we have. I imagine Amy just thinking, why did we have you on the team? Well, he is smart, so I guess. Why do we have Johnny on the team? But yeah,
That's kind of mean.
so that's
But
true.
to move on ahead,
Yeah, to
we
move on ahead.
we move to the side story, Sonic's World, a prologue called "Once Upon a Planet." In this, we are told it's gonna be a pretty short summary, but in this,
Yeah,
we're told by the AI of the late Doctor Kentibor of how Sonic came to be, what he does, where the freedom fighters exist, where and Sonic's fight against the um, maniacal Doctor Robotnik, and where his base is in the Special Zone, his army of badniks, his plan to take over, and his ultimate goal, which is to retrieve the six Chaos Emeralds. But that's about it.
yep. But there actually is something that I want to talk about. So in this comic, we confirm that zones is another we name for continents. Because in the beginning it says Morbius is made up of various continents, and continents are divided into areas called zones. So zones are like the little the parts of continents within Mobius.
Hmm.
Because you see that right in the beginning,
Yeah, I see it.
we were talking about that.
Yeah,
So I guess that must not apply because they also in the same thing said that the special zone is an alternate dimension, but they still call it zone. So I guess a zone can mean an alternate dimension or just a place on the planet.
I think they just use zone as a large body of area. I mean, a large landmass that has seemingly similar structures on it. Because keep in mind that Marble Zone looks very different to Emerald Hill Zone or Green Hill Zone. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, we see that if you travel, so we see that Sonic's world is indeed in a parallel dimension in a different time zone, in a whole other region made up of dark matter. So that's what Sonic Universe is. Um, we see the Mox. Oh, we see the second appearance of the Moxio brothers.
Yep.
Um, I see Eggman gets up to multiple minions. Oh, also more important to this, we see the first appearance of the Miracle Planet, aka Little Planet.
Hmm.
This is gonna matter later, especially if you know what Sonic CD is.
Foreshadowing.
Yep,
Not
and
really.
also it's the
Not really much foreshadowing considering we just go into it immediately. But
you know also the first appearance of the Time Stones, which look a lot like the Chaos Emeralds, and well, which looks a lot like the Chaos Emeralds.
which is a bit of a retcon because we'll see what that actually looks like later.
Yeah, because that's not gonna make any sense when we see the actual time stones. This could just be what the Kentivore computer think they look like. Because
I
remember,
guess.
no one's gone on the little planet. He just knows that it comes there every so months. It just appears on Earth. How many times? Once a month
Yeah,
and
and the
fades
UK
away.
and the UK lore or the Sonic the Comic lore versus the official one. In the UK one, they say that Little Planet appears once every month, but what day it appears is random. Meanwhile, officially, Little Planet actually appears once a year during 1 month.
Rumor says that Dodge plans to find them, and he calls control time itself and become unstoppable. but I do not know about six. And nobody knows where it goes to. But yeah, nobody knows where it goes to. So yeah, it appears it's completely unspoiled. No one's been there. Well, Robotnik hasn't been there.
Yep. But we'll get to
Uh,
the whole adaptation of Sonic City when we get to it.
Also, it says he no longer has the Chaos Emeralds. So in this one, I think this is the first time we ever talk about Robotnik actually wanting the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, because he's I think he said at an earlier point that he wanted the
Oh
Chaos
yeah, you're
Emeralds.
right. He did mention them on an earlier point that he wanted them. Oh, also the Kentavor computer. It's talked before, but this is the first time it's ever like said a major thing or majorly talked. Before it just said short phrases.
Hmm. This time it seems a bit more sentient than we assumed before.
Yeah, we'll actually get to that later.
Yep.
But yeah, do you have anything else to say?
Not really. It's just a recap of the adventure so far.
Yeah, let's go on to the next story.
And we open with issue number 25 of Sonic the Comic, and we've got a nice little picture of Mobius and space. I say it looks pretty nice. And then we just have Sonic floating in space. That's
I
kind of
like it.
weird.
The weird. I like the weird red stuff coming out of the background. It reminds me of Jack Kirby with his Kirby crackle.
Hmm.
Except they're not dots. Except they're not exactly dots like he usually does. It adds like a good like variety in space.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
I
it
mean,
says
let's be
check it
honest.
out.
Yeah, because be honest, like that's a lot of black ink that's kind of wasted.
Yeah, check it. So yeah, nice cover, and it actually has Sonic on it for his comic.
Yeah. But as we move on to part 3 of the Sonic Terminator, we meet up with the Freedom Fighters back in their base on Emerald Hill Zone. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing. Sonic is actually playing the new Marxio Brothers game, and if you could look on the monitor, it's strangely familiar. But apparently, Sonic's not really a fan of it. He can't believe anyone who's a fan of three electricians. So I guess we'll just leave that where it is. Meanwhile, Tails is happily watching. Corker Lewis is on his machinery tinkering, and but Johnny Lightfoot gets a message, and it's from Amy Rose saying that she's at Neverlake and something has gone horribly wrong. And a metallic can shows up and stops the communication. It's apparently a warning to Sonic to it's supposed to be a trap for Sonic to bait him to go towards Neverlake. Sonic leaves a note, quickly writes up and leaves a note to everyone there as he rushes towards the Neverlake. There he sees that the little planet is chained to a mountain, and based on the mountain's face, it's no other than Dr. Robotnik, who has clearly made it his home. Little planet has been corrupted, chained, and is entirely made out of metal. But that's not the worst of it. He spots Amy Rose standing above on a very, very, how do I say?
Tall,
No, no, no.
hard to
Uh,
climb.
yeah, I guess hard to climb, unstable looking pillar of
Steep.
rock.
Was
And
that the word?
precarious, there we go. Um,
Ah, yeah.
standing precariously on a very tall, unstable pillar of rock. Sonic's wondering how she got up there, but she wasn't put up there actually. She was placed there by someone else. And this figure is revealed to be the Sonic Terminator, Metal Sonic, also known as the Metallics. And he serves the great Dr. Robotnik, and he starts chucking rocks at Sonic. Sonic easily dodges, moves out of the way, and one seemingly looks like it's gotten the best of Sonic until he burrows through it and rams straight into Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic has fired lasers from his chest, and the two are going at it all over Neverlake. And it looks like Sonic has won until Metal Sonic has popped out of the smoke, seemingly defeating Sonic. However, he's actually fried and he falls to the floor unconscious. Sonic has pointed out that that was a rough fight, and as the two are about to be walking away, the Metal Sonic gets back up, knocks out Sonic, grabs Amy, and runs off onto Little Planet with Sonic in hot pursuit.
All right. So yeah, Nigel Kitchen, Richard, the Go team, art, good as shit. Actually, going to the art, I have to say, a lot of the action scenes in this is pretty good. Like, let's go back to the scene with the rocks, the little back and forth with the rocks they had.
Yep.
Also, like that, the when Sonic throws the last rock, it's pulled in towards him, so you can't really get a good judgment at the sheer size until you see Sonic's panel at the bottom.
Hmm.
Also, that end panel of Sonic going up the chain, I see that used a lot on stuff. It's really great, really dynamic.
Yep. And it's a good look.
Yep, keeping his. I've noticed. I think the scout got even deeper. Hit the scout that Sonic has. I should really go back and keep note of how deep the scout's gonna start to get.
Yeah, it's been slowly more and more getting more
He's slowly
intense.
getting more and more angry,
Yeah, more
angry
intense.
looking. Yeah, in his head. Um. Oh yeah, the little planet that's fully covered looks a lot like I don't know if you ever looked at it, Apocalypse from DC. How that
Uh,
planet looks like.
oh yeah, with the spewing fire and stuff like that, it definitely looks like
Yeah,
it.
all from the circles. And it's all mostly metal. It looks a lot like that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Which is funny because most iterations of Little Planet just has well, based off of the opening cutscene, it's just entirely covered over. But I guess that's boring, huh?
Yeah, I guess they're like, yeah, let me look at Apocalypse.
Hmm.
That stuff look cool. Going back to some stuff. This is the I've noticed this arc is featured Amy Rose. Actually, I could call this whole you could call this whole thing the Amy Rose arc because this has featured her a lot. Well, the Sonic CD arc in general. And
Yeah,
this issue has the most interaction we've actually had between the two.
which is interesting because like we see earlier on that Amy Rose does have a crush on him, but he's severely either downplaying it or just like throwing her to the side.
A lot more openly upset. He's a lot less cool about it than Game Sonic is about it.
Hell, even Archie Sonic. Archie Sonic just kind of like brushes it aside, but in this, it's very much like he's he's very vocal and like leaving me alone.
Yeah, then again, the Sonic's a lot more has a lot more attitude than a lot of the others. He definitely has the attitude, termination. Like when Amy explained to him what happens to the little planet, and he's like, "Okay, that's really interesting. Now tell me how you were dumb enough to get stuck up here."
Yeah, kind of
Or yeah, where he's like, "Well, I suppose someone has to rescue her, but why does it always have to be me?" No more bewildered about it.
mhm.
Not saying anything wrong. Though Amy, less like her game counterpart. I have to say a little less. She's a lot more toned down, more like smugly tells like still says, "All right, Sonic, you did it," or like keeps going on.
Yeah,
A lot more subduedly than subdued, a lot more subdued than her than other versions of her.
yeah, and even then, a lot of versions of her are not super overly like, oh my god, Sonic's the best, stuff like that.
Sonic, you're the cute. Or like when Amy, did you ever tell? Or like this, Amy, did I ever tell you that pink is my least favorite color? And you're like, oh, Sonic, you say the cutest things.
Hmm. I can't. It's hard to tell if that's sarcasm or not.
I try to read it as it.
Yeah,
I don't think I kind of read it as it. This Amy is a lot more, but I said this Amy does have like have independence about stuff. I feel like she just kind of. I feel like she just does it more as a sarcasm thing, or more as she knows that Sonic it annoys him. Or she kind of does it if she thinks it annoys Sonic a little bit. Because to be honest, so far she's the only character I can think of, besides Cosmic, which was secretly Metamorphica. Was that her name? To get out
Yeah,
of to actually get under Sonic's skin a little bit with that.
yeah.
Besides that, no one else really does.
No, you're right. Um, there's something I want to bring up, which is the design of our main antagonist in this one, the Metal Sonic. I like it. I really do. I actually really like how he looks. He looks like an absolute metallic menace. um, and I just love the coloring and shading on him. And I do appreciate that they do at least give him a voice, even though most iterations just never it's robotic sounds. But I do
Yeah,
like
like
how they his design is very accurate to his model sheet. I guess the only real complaint I would have is that his nose is sometimes a bit too big, but that's not really a problem.
yeah. Actually, this is the. I think this is the first Metal Sonic that can talk
Hmm.
before Heroes. Because the
Uh,
thing is the first instance of him talking. Actually,
uh,
no, we have to check. I have to cross-reference that when he first shows up in Archie, because he can talk in Archie too.
yeah, his first appearance, he talks in Archie. The Archie design, I was gonna bring that up. The adaptation between this one versus the Archie one. They're both roughly about the same, and they're both to save Amy from the evil clutches of Doctor Robotnik and on the mysterious little planet. Uh, couple of things that I don't like from the Archie one is that they call him Mecha Sonic instead of Metal Sonic, which is weird because he's clearly just called Metal Sonic in the manual and everything. Um, and I don't. The one thing I don't like from Archie is that they give Metal Sonic a mouth.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. He did
Yeah,
have one. I guess they were just taking liberties with it.
yeah. But other than that, his design, honestly, I would think that the Archie design is a bit more.
A lot taller than this one. It's a lot more vertical.
He's taller, but I think it's hard to tell because it was Patrick Spaznik
Yeah,
who
that's
was the
true.
artist.
Spaz does have a style like it was Spaz.
Yeah, and Spaz is well known for having these intense designs and really detailed hands. Um, and because of that, Sonic is a bit taller in this, in the issue 25 of Archie, the Sonic City adaptation. And to make up for that, Metal Sonic is supposed to be the same. I let's see. But that said, the taller, creepier, lankier look for Metal Sonic works. I like it a bit more because it's just kind of unsettling. Um, the main difference between this Metal Sonic, the Archie Metal Sonic versus the Metal Sonic in the Sonic the comic is that the Sonic the comic Metal Sonic is a bit more robotic in his talking and how he attacks and the like.
Yeah, he talks like a robot.
Yeah, while the one in Archie is made to imitate Sonic in more of a mocking fashion.
Yeah, he actually has like a personality, which comes to play later in that series.
Hmm.
Oh, and another thing, going to abilities. This Metal Sonic has lasers.
Yep.
A common thing that I see in a lot of like, even in Archie, where they give Metal Sonic projectile weapons.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is the first iteration of any Metal Sonic with the chest laser
Yeah.
because
In the game, all he had was maximum overdrive.
yeah, his dash attack, which was the maximum overdrive, or his force field called the ring spark field.
Yeah. He never had a projectile.
Mm-mm. And it wasn't officially given to him until Sonic the Fighter. And even then, that was more of a boss character move thing in a side game, because after that, you never see it again.
Yeah. Even when he was neat, I guess Neo Metal Sonic had a laser when he became really big, but that was about it.
Neo Metal Sonic, the only ability that we know from him is that he could shoot lightning out of his hands. That's technically a projectile. As for Metal Madness and Metal Overlord, the only projectile weapons they had was crystal missiles that were trapping enemies, spiked pillars to I mean missiles that turned into giant spiked pillars, and a literal flamethrower from one of his hands.
All right. So Metal Sonic having a projectile is something that Sega never really does.
No, he I because I guess it's because they want to keep him as close to Sonic. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the point of being like a superior Sonic. Um,
Yeah,
which is a bit weird because I mean his speed is already the biggest thing already.
yeah, I
Obviously,
guess adding wouldn't adding guns just make that the extra step of being better?
keep in mind, I don't know, maybe it's because Metal Sonic's design is supposed to be speed oriented. Keep in mind, we already have like a combat version of Sonic, which was the Silver Sonic series or the Mecha Sonic series, and those ones
All
were
two of
three.
wasn't there three?
Yeah,
There was Silver Sonic, Mecha Sonic, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What am I missing?
the one from Sonic 2.
Oh,
hmm
the handheld game.
Yeah.
That
Um.
one.
Yep. And if we were technically they're all I think in Japanese they're all called Mecha Sonic, implying that they're all from the same line. So it would be like the Sonic 2 one. I mean, the Sonic 2 Game Boy. I mean, sorry, Game Gear one is the first version. Then the Sonic 2 Genesis version is the second prototype. I mean, the second version, and the Mecha Sonic is the final version. And each of them is very clearly combat oriented because you do fight them in boss fights. You do fight Metal Sonic in Sonic Triple Trouble in a boss fight, but it's less of a it's less of a one on one and more like he's just attacking you from above. But yeah, I guess they try to avoid giving Metal Sonic exterior weapons because it doesn't fit well with his how he's supposed to be speed oriented like Sonic.
I feel like it personally makes sense to add. I feel like Robotnik would add at least a gun. If like I'm not saying they have to, but I would think it would make sense for Robotnik to at least add one gun just in case.
And you know what? That's not a bad mindset because even Archie does that later.
Yeah.
And even Metallics, I think. In the UK, they added different versions with more projectiles.
Also, I'd say this Metal Sonic knows when to cut his losses.
Yeah,
He lost the first exchange, and he's like, "Well, I got to. I guess I got to retreat."
he was. He's like he goes and immediately grabs Amy. And he's like, "You're still needed."
Yep. But yeah, good start to it. Middle Planet got taken over. Bad ending. But yeah, so let's continue on to the next part, Sonic World.
Yep. We continue to our part two of, actually part one of Sonic's World. Oh right, that was a prologue. Um,
Yeah.
part one called Kintobor, spelled backwards is Robotonic. As a summary for this one, we get that Sonic was involved, or Sonic and Dr. Robotnik have a had close ties. To the point where Sonic was there to witness Robotnik's um transformation, Kintobor's transformation into Robotnik. And because of the explosion of the with the experiment of the Chaos Emeralds were flung into the special stage, and Sonic, with the help of a naked Porker Lewis, um, was able to transfer the consciousness of Kintobor's AI into a power ring, which is a bit weird. And we just see we witness Sonic's first adventure on the
Oh
Green
wait,
Hill Zone.
actually, you kind of said it a little weird. No, the ring had its brain patterns, and Pokélowis just put it in the machine.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. Yep, the so the remnants of Kintobor's AI or Kintobor's consciousness was imprinted on a power ring, and Porker Lewis was able to reverse engineer that and put it into a computer as an AI. Is that better?
Yeah.
As that goes on, we see Johnny Lightfoot, a naked Johnny Lightfoot, and Sonic take on the first adventure in Sonic in Green Hill Zone in Sonic One, and we learn about the Badniks, how they capture people, and how Sonic breaks them out. And it just goes on to show that's how Sonic goes through the entirety of South Island, thwarting Robotnik's plans and finding all six of the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Sonic World. Let's talk about it. Gotta say, it brings up this world. This has a lot of plot importance because you see for the first time. Also, I love how you point out naked. Now that they wear clothes that they didn't before.
It was either that or I say random rabbit and random um
No, no, you can't
chick.
because they say it by name. They
I
call them
know.
by name.
They don't wear the clothes. I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Those clothes they get later that some of the other Force people don't even wear. It's gonna get really weird when we start to notice that everyone starts to wear clothes at some point in this comic, and you're like, where was that before? But yeah, so we learned from this comic time, Johnny Lightfoot and Poca Lewis were some of Sonic's earliest friends.
And we also get a bit of retconning because we never seen them at an earlier point in time, and it's just hey, they were there the whole time during Sonic's adventure in Green Hill Zone.
Well,
And
we never had anything to establish that they weren't. Actually, no, we saw Porca Lewis that first time when he got rescued, and yeah, there was never anything to say that he didn't, that Sonic didn't know him. But then again, he did call him kid, and
yeah,
almost said like almost like he didn't know him. But yeah, according to this, he's a genius that he always knew. And according to one of the Sonic the Comic books thing, Johnny Lightfoot is actually one of Sonic's oldest friends.
kind of
I think it might be his oldest friend.
kind of undermines the whole
Like,
thing with him and Tails, huh?
well, we're gonna get to that later when he first actually meets him. But yeah, you see, so according to this, the explosion that created Robotnik, um, and put all that evil energy to him, somehow empowered. Because remember, his machine was powered by powered rings.
Hmm.
One of the power rings got his brain patterns somehow. So I guess some of his good went into it, or his essence.
I guess
Oh, so that would also mean that the hologram isn't just a computer program; it's legitimately a piece of Kentavor.
whatever's left of him, actually.
Yeah, of what he was before. We see the early badness for the first time, and they were all gray.
Yep, it's very telling that they were just fresh off the assembly line. Definitely very prototype looks before Robotnik had the time to, I don't know, color them.
Like, hey, I'll think about that later. You can't all get it right. So yeah, Johnny and Porco before they decide before they get human legs and then decide that jackets are the best thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, short little thing. Tell us information we already know and some information we didn't know. All right. Do you have any more to say?
not really. It's just a recap of what we've seen so far, and that's it.
Also, going back to my thing. So you remember how you said that that hair on Porco Lewis's thing is supposed to be like a little strand of hair. I
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it is because you see that little picture with him and Kentavor where the hair would probably like spin upwards. It goes inwards if it's like a if the flesh part is supposed to go out.
But it doesn't make any sense because later on
And,
they don't
but you
really
see a little
show that.
shadow underneath it.
They don't show it anymore on on Porker Lewis, so I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be. That weird growth on his head.
Porker Lewis, you're really cool and everything. You're one of my closest friends, minus Miles over there. But you ever thought of doing something about, I don't know, that literal cancer on your forehead?
That little weird growth growing out of your forehead? Is that just something you got when you were born super smart? I don't know. Also, I have to say, they're really reinforcing the characterization of Porter Lewis being the smart one.
Even though we've never seen that beforehand.
I know, Super Mario Brothers, remember? He
No,
made the thing.
before that, Porker Lewis was introduced before that point.
Yeah, he never really had a thing yet. I guess they're just finally figuring out their gimmicks. Johnny is cautious so far. So far, the gimmick says Johnny's really cautious and likes to think things out. And Porter Lewis is the nerd.
And Tails is the bait.
No, he's the sidekick.
He's the bait.
He's the kid. Well, I never treated him like bait so far. He's only been captured and used against them once so far.
It's yeah, you're right. He has.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, no, you're right.
I guess
He,
extra muscle.
that doesn't sound
I
right for
guess
Tails.
as it. I don't know. I guess extra help in a fight.
How about sidekick? We could just go with sidekick.
Yeah, yeah, it's Kid Adventure sidekick,
The Robin to his Batman.
basically. Yeah, the Robin to Sonic's Batman.
Except if Robin was much more demeaned.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. Do you want to go to the next issue?
yeah, and we continue on with issue 27. We just have a close up of Sonic on this one. But time to celebrate with everyone else and get some cake too while you're at it because it is the Sonic the Comic's first birthday at the time of this issue.
Yay, the anniversary.
Yep.
Wow. Well, let's go back on all the memory. All right, let's go on.
Let's go back on all the memories and we just go reminisce through all of them and then we get to Sonic the Human and then we just kind of zone out from there and it's like, maybe it was better if we just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. Move to Sonic the Human. I'm just like, nah. All
Oh
right,
man.
so.
Or we go back to issue 5. We could go back to issue 5.
Oh, we just like, oh, with that art. With that art.
Ooh, I've
Ugh,
never seen so
ugh.
much half-ass.
You can really feel someone not care so much.
Man, that was bad. But
God, the good
anyways,
time.
yeah. But anyways, we continue with the Sonic Terminator Part 4. We catch up with Miles Tails Prower along with Porker Lewis, who's now sporting some nice shoes, uh, and Johnny Lightfoot. It seems like they just arrived there just late enough to witness Little Planet disappear. As they wonder how Sonic and Amy are doing up there, we cut back to them and we see that Little Planet is very much a metallic hellhole. Amy's there too, and they have no idea where the metallics is until suddenly this is an ability to just pull pulled right out from the guy's ass, which is he can phase through material.
Or
Like
he's camouflaging.
no, he's literally phasing right through it.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but you're right. He's just phasing.
Yeah, he's
You think
that's
we would use that in the fight?
I guess this is the first time I've seen a Metal Sonic do this.
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
just maybe he only had that once. Maybe only he's like I could only do that once, but I did it. I did it to just be dramatic.
I did that to be a dick. It's like, oh look, see, this Metal Sonic does have personality. The only time an ability similar to this actually ever happens is in Sonic Heroes with Neo Metal Sonic, where he goes into the T1000 and transforms into a puddle of liquid metal. That's the only time something like this would happen again.
Wow, Sonic the Heroes really took a lot from this.
Did you
I'm
say
just kidding.
Did you say Sonic the Heroes?
Sonic the Heroes really took a lot from Sonic the comic.
Yeah, I'm glad. Man, screw those guys. But Sonic Heroes, that's something else. You
Yeah,
know, copyright and all that. So
yeah.
the metallics phases through a metal wall or machinery, whatever it is, and once again uses its chest laser to fire at Sonic and Amy. Sonic seemingly runs off, and Metallics is just there to attack Amy. Until it's revealed that Sonic actually ran around the entirety of Little Planet to ram right into Metallics. Metallics points out that this little planet isn't just a fortified base for Robotnik; it is an extension of him, and he ends up using the power and the the power and the machinery of Little Planet to grow in size and to attack Sonic. And while that's going on, a second Sonic appears and bashes into the Metallics, knocking him out of the air momentarily. The second Sonic appears, really small, and there's some weird confusion. Our earliest iteration of Sonic Generations. And he appears, shrinks the Sonic that we're watching, and points out that, hey, use this. It's a time stone. Run really fast, and you'll be transported to the past to stop all this. But before he can hand it over, um, the Metallics gets back up and and has uh has grown to monumental size and is right now overshadowing both Sonics, ready to attack.
Okay, so let's talk about this story. Nigel Kitchen, Ellison, Art Good. What do you think, Anthony?
I mean, what is there to say? We've repeated this for the last how
Yeah,
many? Four
Art
issues?
Good.
Art good.
Yeah, Art Good. Best favorite artist on comic.
And if it's not your favorite artist, he will be. Because
Yep.
you better get used to him.
Yep. Um. So, Porker Lewis has hands now. He
Wait,
had
what?
hooves before. Remember?
Oh my gosh, you're right. He has hands.
Yeah, this is his first time with hands.
They are gloved. For all we know, they could be like animatronic hands that he put on. Maybe he doesn't even have real hands. Maybe he like cut off his hooves and attached those instead.
Oh no, but this is the first time he has hands, and I've been keeping track of how anthropomorphic they're getting. He has hands. He has regular human legs now
Along with some
instead of his
and,
instead of his animal pig legs, hind legs.
and they also given him a new set of shoes.
Yep. I guess he looks a little bit. Well, if he didn't have such human proportions, he would look a little bit more like a Sonic character, and he didn't have clothes.
Yeah,
I guess you could give him the jacket.
I mean, yeah, I
But
guess.
yeah, so yeah, they showed up for this one page and did basically nothing.
Yep, they just showed up to witness Little Planet disappear, and that was it.
I guess to establish no, they're point. It's such a kind of. I guess it's just there to establish. Yeah, they looked. They didn't just like stay in the base and
Yeah,
play Super Moxio Brothers
no, no, it's Super Marxio World.
world.
That's the newer release at the time.
Yeah, I swear that game could do better if there was only two brothers
Yeah,
and they weren't.
just cannibalize one of them.
Yep, make them green and it's perfect.
Yeah,
Make green, other blue and red, perfect. But yeah,
yeah.
they just kind of show up just to see the planet disappear. I guess to reestablish that.
I mean, Sonic did leave a note. I guess that was just supposed to be the payoff for it. That hey, look, that they did actually show up.
Yeah. But yeah, on to the main part of the story. So they're on the planet. Metal Sonic's inexplicable ability to phase, he will never use that ever past this. I don't think any Metallic uses that ever again.
And it's funny
It was
because
just a thing.
I was gonna say it's funny because later on in the issue, Metallics points out that this planet is an extension of him, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe the planet let him do that.
Yeah, but I would assume that the planet would just like morph and move around him, not he would literally phase through it.
Well, maybe he was part of. He became one with it, and then just became one with it.
I guess.
At least that's how I could explain how that happened. But yeah, using his chest lasers. So Son again with this Sonic's power, he ran around the entirety of the planet in like
Oh,
seconds.
well, keep in mind that little planet is a planetoid. It's not very big.
Yeah, it's still the size of at least I don't know, at least the moon maybe a little bigger.
No, I think it's been confirmed later that the moon is still bigger than
Oh,
little planet. Yeah, I think little planet's probably the size of the colony arc.
really? I always thought it was like the size of the moon.
Well, think about it. How does it exist in such close proximity to Sonic's planet without fucking shit?
I don't know. I thought it was just Sonic World logic. Even if it was the size, I don't know. I thought it was just Sonic World logic, like how the moon somehow got half of its stuff blown up, and not everyone on the planet died from the changing tides.
Don't worry about that. But no, the reason why I bring that up is because it's relative to Never Lake. It always sits atop Never Lake, and Never Lake is just that, a lake. It's not a massive body of water, so that kind of limits how big Little Planet can be.
You're right. So I don't know. He still ran around the equivalent of the whole space colony arc in one set in a few like 2 seconds or so, depending on
Yep.
how fast it takes Sonic to shoot a laser.
Based on these calculations, we can surmise that Sonic is roughly moving at about rough. That's as far as
Yep.
I went with the joke. I'm not going to do that.
Yep. And we see from his other stuff, he's fast enough to make sand into glass, and also go from one side of the planet to the other side of the planet by the time it takes a laser to hit the ground for something to
Game
charge up and
theory
for our so far British Sonic super strong right now.
is is the Fleetway Sonic the strongest version of Sonic? No, it's clearly still Archie.
I don't know. We'll get. You know what? That'll be fun when we get to Archie. We can compare those. We'll see who's tougher. And then the end of the whole thing will be like, wow, what a strong, compelling, what a great story. What a great story this was. Now let's go to the part everyone cares about. Who kick whose ass? Alright. But yeah, so Metal Sonic, the planet is made out of the same technology that made him. So I guess whatever Robotnik and Grimer makes their stuff out of, so he can like take its power.
Yeah.
Um Makes him limitless. He uses his own version. Like he doesn't do the energy thing that he does. He does his own version of like the electrical shock that he makes into an actual physical shield.
Yeah, it's a shield that both shocks Sonic and repels him.
Yeah, makes into an actual shield this time, unlike the game where it's all around his body. And he surmisely defeats Sonic. Sonic was even like, "I'm open to suggestions,"
Hmm.
until his future self saved him and showed him that convenient shrinking ray that's just there.
Which, by the way, only exists in Metallic Madness. So unless they're in the last zone already, what the hell?
Yeah. Maybe they are. Maybe this is just their version of Metallic Madness. Then again, they already got the bad ending without doing anything.
Doesn't matter if you get the bad ending in any stage. You're not going to get a small shrinking device.
That's true. Also, we see the time stone, completely different from what Kent before hologram showed.
It's really leaning into the time stone part of it. It's just a
Yeah,
rock.
this looks like a rock. It doesn't look anything like the gem that we Kent before. I guess AI Kent before was really just speculating on what he thought it looked like. Doesn't look like the game time stone at all either.
Nope. I would be more willing if it was like a different cut or something, or like look like the Soul Emerald, or anything else really. But no,
Rock.
it's just rock. It's a rock with magic time traveling abilities. Source, just trust me, bro.
Sonic talking to his past self. We'll get more into the how this time travel shit doesn't make any sense the next issue. But yeah, instrumental Sonic with it looming big because they're so small, sparkling with his power.
That, and I think he grew in size.
No, the Sonics are short because they're both strong. Remember? That's
No, I'm
why he's
saying
so big.
no, I'm saying that like I thought he grew too while he was at it.
No, he's the same size.
Well, that takes a lot less of the menace out.
No, it's just the same size. Sonic is just short because they're so strong. I'm
Hmm.
sure if you see Amy, if you panned outward and you saw Amy, she would just be right there, the same height. Yeah, but yeah, that was a good middle part to the arc.
Yep.
Want to go to the
We have a
Sonic
side
world?
story. Yep, we've got a
Yeah.
side story in Sonic's world of Tale of Tales. And this one we're going to find out the origin of Miles Tails Prower. We open with
Oh, take
Sonic.
the cat.
What? We open
Oh,
with Johnny Lightfoot, Sonic, and Porker Lewis viewing over the 6 Chaos Emeralds gathered from Sonic 1. And we find out that they're, because in warmer temperatures, they're rising in radiation. And Porker Lewis notices, brought Sonic in. Sonic's like, let me just take a look. And the radiation booms, just explosion goes off, the emeralds disappear. And Sonic has taken the forefront of the explosion of radiation. And what happens is that Sonic is transformed into the iconic Supersonic. Except something's not right because artistically designed, his spines are still down there. That's fucking bothering me. Um, but other than that, he's seems to be frenzied, super unhinged, and he breaks out of their hideaway. And they don't really know what's gonna happen to Sonic. But
what?
that's our first look at Supersonic and showing how unhinged and how powerful he is. That he just flew out of the base and in a frenzy.
What? It's consistent when we first see him later.
Hmm. So eventually, that the emerald's energy, the radiation of the emeralds wore off. Sonic crashed right back down onto the planet, and he ends up in a weird jungle area. Not sure how he got to the
Swamp Land
swampland.
Zone.
Well, you know what? That's at least that's in the naming convention to the game, so I'll allow it. But he ends up in the swampland zone, and he hears a cry for help. He sees two tails floating in the swamp, and it looks like they're trapped, and it looks like they're not going to make it. Sonic has to make a choice, and he can only save one. He pulls one out. He grabs the tail and pulls them out, but he wasn't able to save the other one. But it turns out that both of those tails belong to a small cub named Miles Tails Prower. But everyone just calls him Tails. Shows off that with his two tails he can fly, and everyone calls him Tails, and Sonic is just like, I guess that works. But Robotnik isn't done because after his latest defeat from the South Island in Sonic 1, he has returned after making acquaintances with Tails. Robotnik has returned in a new battle armor and has set up his base, the Death Egg, in the Special Zone. And his new battle armor is running rampant in West Side Island, and it's up to Sonic and Tails to take him out. And where did the
Sonic
emeralds?
2 happens,
Yep.
and Chaos Emerald he puts the Chaos Emeralds in North Cave.
I was gonna say what happened to the Chaos Emeralds? Well, Sonic found them later and relocated them to the frozen zone because they in colder temperatures they are much more stable.
I like how this explains why you have to collect them again.
Yep.
Like in the first story, you see that after the first explosion, Kentivore, they scattered, so he has to collect them out, just like the second game. I
Well,
mean, just like
no.
the first game.
Yeah,
I
after
mean,
like the first game because of the explosion, he had to go into the special stages
yeah,
and
collect them
find
like
them.
the first game. And now this explains. Because after you get hit the radiation, the emeralds vanish when they're all together.
Hmm.
Particularly it says the emeralds vanish when they're all together, and that's caused them to have to get them for the second game.
And this time he just keeps the emeralds in a secret location.
Must have built that little like dwelling. Must have looked at that little casing thing that you see with Plunder later. Because in this one, it just seems like he just found a pile of snow and just went, eh, there they go. We'll be
Unless the
safe.
unless the emeralds did that because the emeralds change colors from green to multicolor later.
Yeah, it could be. Then again, so all we know about these emeralds is that they absorb evil and they give off radiation. They don't really have any. So far, they're not really mystical. They don't really have the same air of mysticism that the Chaos Emeralds in the game have.
Yeah, they're
A lot more
more.
scientific
Yeah,
feel to it.
there's a lot more of a scientific answer to them and why they do what they do. But
Well,
they're still dangerous all the same.
and it's still mystical because absorbing evil isn't exactly a science.
Well, I mean,
But yeah,
keep in mind that the absorbing evil part was made by Kenzabor.
yeah.
They didn't
Well,
do that.
that's true. He
They didn't
kind
do
of just
that.
used them because they can't hold.
Yeah,
That's true.
that they could hold a vast amount of energy. So he was just going to use them to hold all the evil in the world.
Yeah. More Porker Lewis and Johnny. Sharing more, oldest friend. Supersonic, canonically his first appearance here, but his third appearance to us
Yep. At the time of release,
at the time of release. Um,
we
Emeralds
finally
are
get
gone.
we get an origin to how he finally met Tails.
Yep, drowning. And then he saved him, and he's like, "Yo, be my cool friend." And then the events of Sonic 2 happened, except this time the Death Egg was apparently in the special zone.
Yep. Which
And
means that
the
which is
I'll
weird
continue.
because I was gonna say because it's weird because like it crashes. We saw that at an earlier point that the Death Egg
Yeah,
was
and it
crashing.
doesn't look anything like the Death Egg of the show here. This looks like his current egg base.
Well, not only that, but it was out of the special zone.
Yeah, it was in space, and they showed it. It was in space.
Yep.
Repcon, if I ever called one, or maybe Kendivore Computer is just messing up.
I mean, I
Maybe
guess
he's maybe he
he
just
was.
remembered that crud wrong.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't there. He doesn't know.
He's like, you know what? I'm not there. I'm just a computer. Crud, I get stuff wrong all the time.
But you're a
But yeah,
computer. I'm a man's consciousness put on a computer. The human error is still a thing.
yeah. I'm an old man's consciousness in a computer. I'm not perfect. But
I
yeah,
think.
so good more Sonic's universe, more understanding.
Yep.
Yeah,
And if we're gonna go back to art for a little bit, I love the Death Egg robot design. It is very accurate to the games, and it looks
yeah,
like
that looks dope.
it looks like an absolute menace. Even though it just calls it the battle armor, but it looks really good compared to
Yeah,
like official. Like at this point in time, no one has had an official source or knew officially what the Death Egg robot looked like. So this is about as close as we were gonna get for many years.
yeah, it's pretty cool looking. They got the mashy hands. The mashy hands are a lot more smaller. I like the little Gundam feet.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks absolute cool. Um, but yeah, I would say this was a good backstory. Supersonic with his quills down. He didn't get that until the Native American story, so they're keeping that accurate.
That's stupid. What is the
Oh,
implication of that? That the more Sonic transforms, the stronger Supersonic gets?
yeah. Until like until we get to another story and they keep the quills down, and maybe we'll keep that as our explanation.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be pissed because it's like, what then, Tom? What then?
You know what? I'm not perfect. I'm like egg. I like Kintavor. All right, let's get to the next one.
All right. So we
Uh,
move on to issue number 28 of Sonic the Comic, and that's not a cover with
that's not
Sonic.
Sonic. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what's funny? When I first saw this cover, for a second, because of the blue, I thought this was Sonic, but with a metal face on him.
metal.
I was about to be like, "What the heck was that Sonic cover?" But no, it's for the other comic.
Yep. But there's a little blurb on the side that's more interesting, which is we got the return of a side story with Tails. God damn it. Those suck.
Yeah.
They suck
What
so
the
much.
hell?
I
They're
rather
the
take
best.
I'd rather take more Sonic World stuff. The Tails stuff sucks. They're
They're
so
the
boring.
best. Let's keep going. I love them.
God damn it.
The best. I'm excited already. I forgot it was this issue. Uh,
We
something
continue
to
with
look forward.
the Sonic Terminator Part 5 with Metal Sonic powering up at 100% efficiency, towering over the both Sonics and Amy Rose, who's in the background. And we get that one Sonic is the future Sonic is telling the past Sonic to, hey, take the time stone and run. And then do what? And just run. Just trust me. And the more he runs, he activates the time stone and bursts into the past. He sees the robot generator, but since he's tiny, he can't really do a whole lot. So he breaks into it. And inside, he finds the time stone. Apparently, warping into the past got rid of it from his hand. But inside the robot generator, he found the time stone that a new time stone, which is just it's shaped like an egg. Symbolic. He uses it to run right into the future, and he bashes into the Metal Sonic, and he sees his past self, which is just a shot for shot. Well, it's a shot for shot panel. I mean, shot for shot page of the last issue, and we get the explanation again, and the past Sonic runs into the past again, and we get Metallics who's about to fire away at them. Tiny Sonic dodges, and eventually, the greenery returns, and the longer it takes to fight, Sonic grows back to his normal size, and eventually, Little Planet is freed once more. And because there was no influence on the planet, Metal Sonic also disappears and blinks out of existence. So, all they have to do is, unfortunately, Sonic and Amy are kind of stuck on Little Planet for the time being. So, give it until another month, and Little Planet will appear, and they could head back home.
Doesn't mind. Sonic's like, I miss Metal Sonic. Dang, wonder they're gonna have to find what to eat.
Well, it's an entire planet. I'm sure you can find something.
You know. But yeah, it's this is officially the end of Sonic CD's adaptation.
Which kind of sucked because it's just time travel. Which not even good time travel. It's just hey, go to the past, and because things are undone in the past, the future is undone. No
Like
real big.
CD. Well, that's
I
what
mean,
happened.
it doesn't matter. I mean, in CD, whether you get a good or a bad ending up to that point, you still fight the bosses.
You fought one. You fought one in this. Well, not really. So, all right, let's get into this. I felt the time travel was a big. Okay, let me get into some positives. I like that they used the time stone as the way they time travel because it would have been probably hard to adapt the goalposts.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The time stone. I mean, that's usually from every adaptation that I've seen of Sonic CD. The time stone is like the most logical use of it to time travel.
The goalpost. The machine. So Dr. Robotnik found the time stone. Here's the thing I wonder. So I assume that Dr. Robotnik at least some of his minions, got to Little Planet, found the time stone, put it in the machine. So he had the time stone and he didn't use it?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Time stone, singular. There's 7 of these things.
Yeah, you only see one in this. I guess they never found the other. I guess he only found one and was like, that's good enough.
It's
Eh.
it's interesting.
Let's get into the time travel that makes absolutely no freaking sense. Okay, so I guess I understand this is a closed loop time travel kind of thing. Sonic tells his past self to go into the past to stop the thing, so he could tell his past self to go into the past and stop the thing, completing the loop.
Yep.
But if Sonic would have done that, and the planet would have never been covered to begin with, Sonic would have never had to fight Metal Sonic. Amy would have never went to the planet to begin with. They should just automatically be on the planet, on back home.
Yeah, honestly, we should have just seen that it should have just ended if it was going to be a complete closed loop. It would have just ended with um 2 issues ago where it was just Sonic and his crew in the hideout. Except
Yeah,
Amy's
and
there
Amy
now.
would have just been there. So it doesn't make sense. Also, he shouldn't remember it
There's
unless
there
you could say that the time stone, I guess, protected him from to remember it.
yeah, honestly, I was going to say that you could say that the time stone was shielded him from the reset, but then why is Amy shielded?
How does she remember? Also, the fact that he had to tell Metal that he wouldn't exist for him to stop exist. Wait, what?
Yeah, if honestly, if he didn't say anything, would Metal Sonic just keep going until he phased out, or would he just keep going altogether? Like he
Guess
just
it would
would,
have took.
I don't know.
I guess it would have took some time because you saw the greenery was coming back. And why did that take so slow? Does it take a while for the time effect to happen?
Well, keep in mind that the generator, I guess because the time stone had to be thrown into a robot generator that slowly grew over the planet. Maybe that's why they had to just reverse the process just slowly.
So Metal Sonic would have still existed because he was made separate from the planet. He just
Um,
wouldn't have done the whole little planet plan.
yeah, but I guess to kind of explain this, Metal Sonic said that the same metal that is used on the planet is used on him. What if that metal was only discovered on Little Planet?
Let me see. Let me go back because I remember what you said. You could say that, but spoilers, we see him again, at least a version of him, and a bunch of others. So I guess I assume that it's not like one doesn't necessarily need the other to happen.
Unless
Let me.
Robotnik substituted that metal for something else.
I don't know. It says you cannot win. The technology that produced me also made the metal world. So it wasn't the material; it was the technology.
So altogether, if the planet didn't exist, so what? So I'm assuming the planet came first, and then Metal Sonic. So if the technology for the planet never existed, neither did Metal Sonic.
Oh, so I guess it would. It took Eggman and Grimer longer to make him than it would have before.
Yeah, because I guess what sped up their process was the access to the little planet, but without access to it now, that took them longer.
Yeah, lucky that Strengthway was randomly there.
I'm telling you, it wasn't metallic madness.
It was lucky that Strengthway was mysteriously there to give him some time to make him able to shrink and go into the machine and
Yeah,
use the one time stone.
yeah. Honestly, though, I feel like even if he wasn't shrunken, Sonic would have just bashed into it and then found the time stone that way.
Yep.
It was just probably just needed extra steps.
All right, let's do a thing. Since we're done an actual arc, let's think about this arc. We'll start all the way from when Amy first shows up to now. That whole little section. What do you think of this adaptation?
First off, this was an
Huh?
unnecessarily long Sonic CD arc because we
Mm,
only get the Sonic CD arc until the last three issues of it out of five parts. Uh, those
yeah,
last three
I,
issues I was fine with. The first two, I mean, I guess they wanted to really establish that Amy was a character first, and then establish the overarching villain in it, which was Metal Sonic, which we only seen silhouettes of, and he didn't make a proper appearance until the end of part two.
yeah. I found Metal Sonic kind of underwhelming in this. Like he was cool in the beginning, and then he just kind of got beaten, defeated by a MacGuffin.
Yeah,
And then after that, Amy, I guess to introduce Amy, but the thing is, they introduced her. They made her do one plot important thing, which was to barter with Captain Plunder's men. And then from there, she hasn't really, they didn't really do much. I guess they established her crush on Sonic and stuff like that. But if I can count like everything, she got captured. She got captured, then saved everyone with Captain Plunder. Then she got captured again, and then Sonic saved her. Yeah, I guess
that
it was alright. It was okay.
that
I would
said,
say.
why why didn't she have her crossbow on her to help fight Metal Sonic?
Oh, I guess Metal Sonic would probably take that away during the capture. I know
Yeah,
why she's there because they have to have her there because of the adventure. Because it's Sonic CD. You need Amy there. But yeah, it was a I don't know as an arc as a whole. I would say that it was okay. The actual CD parts of it was really short. So I guess they were just like, all right, we have to adapt this really quick.
yeah.
But as a story in its own, but looking at it separate from the game, trying to look at it as a story on its own, it was kind of underwhelming
It's it's very clearly two different arcs that just kind of been meshed into one.
because you had all this build up for Metal Sonic, and you all you got was like two fights, and then he got defeated by MacGuffin.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of underwhelming. But then again, maybe it's because I know that he comes back later, but it still doesn't make it any better. Just looking at it as the moment, kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, as a first appearance, it's weird because he like you keep saying he had a lot of presence. He had a lot of absolute menace to him. He looked like an actual threat, and he was in that first fight. But then he just kind of just not does anything. Shoots a few lasers, never gets into close combat afterwards, and just fades away.
Yeah.
It's
And there's no
odd.
like final complex, kind of anticlimactic. That's the word I've been thinking of. Anticlimactic.
Yeah, there's no fight or anything. It's just there's no big send off or
Out of nowhere, Time Stone defeated.
yep. You want to compare this to Archie's adaptation of Sonic City since Archie's is just short. It's just one issue.
I have not read it in a long time, but from what I remember, he got his legs heated and got defeated, right?
No, that's the Sonic OVA adaptation thing. Um, so let me run it down then. What happened was that Robotnik has kidnapped Tails and the newly introduced Amy Rose because she was also introduced in that same issue and has threatened the Freedom Fighters with their location. Sonic has already has prior knowledge of Amy already at this point, where he's like, oh, it's that fangirl again, and is convinced by Sally to go after them. And I think it name drops Little Planet over Never Lake, but you never see Sonic running towards Never Lake or Little Planet. He just ends up on Stardust Speedway and races the new titular villain Metal Sonic. He races Metal Sonic on Stardust Speedway for the freedom of Amy and Tails, and Robotnik has set a trap at the end where if whoever it doesn't matter who it wins, it doesn't matter if Sonic wins because he will be crushed, and if Sonic loses, he will be destroyed by Metal Sonic. So Sonic notices the trap and outspeeds Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic tries to attack him, but ends up falling for the trap and then ends up getting crushed. Robotnik is Sally and the rest of the Freedom Fighters followed Sonic to Little Planet, uh, and she ends up just back kicking Robotnik. And Robotnik escapes, and Amy is fangirling over Sonic, and Tails is just happy that Sonic was able to save him. And that's the end of that.
I'd say at least he didn't get defeated by MacGuffin.
No, it looks like they try to stay as close as possible to the game where Metal Sonic is defeated by a barrier at the end. I think officially Metal Sonic has crashed, like was going so fast that he crashed into the barrier at the end of Stardust Speedway and was destroyed. Um, but in this one he was crushed by a trap set by Robotnik for Sonic. Uh,
I'd say I think I like that better. Also, no Robotnik in this.
no, all you know is that of Robotnik's influence, but the only knowledge of Robotnik is that you get is that he made Metal Sonic and his face is on the mountain.
It's part of the chain that keeps the Battle Planet down. You see another one at the bottom of the planet.
Yeah, you're right.
So
That's
yeah,
that's that's about
that's all
it.
you get of him. No Robotnik. Yeah. You know, though I like one thing. I like that they introduced Amy before she got kidnapped by Metal Sonic.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely a good thing I could give it. I like that because Amy Rose and Metal Sonic are two long-running characters that have a lot of history on them. So I think it was smart, especially they're going to be long-standing characters in the series. So I think it was smart to separate them and show and do their introductions separately. I thought that was nice.
But yeah, like I said, pretty anticlimactic.
Yep. But
Well, overall,
overall,
let's but
I was gonna say overall, it's all right. For me, it felt like it was two arcs just jammed together with one overarching thread between them, which was the appearance of Metal Sonic. But that's about it.
I felt it had a lot of build up, but kind of whimpered and ended on a MacGuffin.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get to the real thing. But yeah, let's get to the real thing we're all here for.
Oh God.
Tale story.
Fine, you're so excited for it. Why don't you summarize it?
Oh, oh, I will. So we open up with so we're on here to Tails, Morbidian Hunt. Did I say that right?
I think so. Hold on.
Is that Morbidian? Morbidian?
The Morbidden. Oh,
Morbidden.
like Mobian and Forbidden. So I guess it's just
Yeah, Morbidden.
yeah, Morbidden.
Yeah, Morbidden Hunt. So we open up with Sonic. Some bear-looking thing or whatever animal that was is telling Sonic he has some problems. Sonic leaves. Tails is like, wait, I want to help, but he doesn't. And we get another portal to the Nameless Zone, Tails' real home, where he's called there by some old guy. Um, the old guy is like village elder. He's like, yo, Tails, some foxes were stolen by some goblins, which are different from the Troggies from last time. They took them. Go save them. Tails is like, but I'm not a hero. I lied, but no, but he don't listen. So Tails gets his armor back. He leaves. We're introduced to the queen of the goblins, who I have to say ain't bad. Let's continue. But we introduced the queen of the goblins, and um she's like, yo, I want those foxes to hunt in my castle. And they're like, why don't you just go get the castle yourself? He's like, what do you think I am, a fox hunter? And Tails is walking, and some griffins there. Griffins like food, and Tails is like, at least it's quiet, and it's gonna eat them. All right, let's get into the actual talking. So the art is done by Casanova.
We've seen his art in the last few Tales issues comics or
No,
Tales
he's not
sets.
the same guy.
Oh, he's not.
No, it was a different guy.
Oh,
Let me go back. Let me go back. Pretty sure it's a different guy for the last couple Tales adventures.
no, I thought it was the same.
Casanova. Nope, different guy. It was
Really?
not Casanova. Yep, completely different guy.
Huh.
But yeah, this is Casanova we actually saw before. He did some Sonic main issues. I think he did the issue with Amy. I mean, the first appearance of not Amy, of Sally Acorn, where her
Oh,
brother got kidnapped.
oh, okay, yeah, I forgot that. I was like, he did Archie? No, I forgot that Sally Acorn is a very well established
Uh,
character in the series.
yeah, side. She's just much more of a side character in this
Yep.
series than the main character. But yeah, let's talk. But yeah, he's now the new main guy for this. So yeah, we see the trolls and um we see the goblins here, different from the troggies. Tails is back. We're not using the Enchanted Kings. We're now using the village elders.
So I guess everyone just has access to this portal shit.
And the Enchanted Kings were really full of shit when they said you couldn't come back.
Yeah, because everyone just pulls them in,
You know. So apparently Tails is now known throughout the zone for how cool he is.
which is hilarious because he's at this point he stops trying to embrace the hero status that he's gotten, and he's just really adamantly against it. Like, I'm really not the guy.
At last story he was here's the thing, last story he was trying to hide it, but the two stories before that he was like this before. So I guess they finally decided, yeah, he's a reluctant hero. But no one listens to him. We see the goblins and they look radical. Let's just say the art's pretty great in this. Especially the backgrounds. Dang. Backgrounds look really good. Like you see that scene where Tails is walking forward, everyone walks behind him in the village. But when you get
Yeah,
to the Goblin Queen's castle,
it's weird because the backgrounds are detailed and done so well, but then you got these goofy foxes everywhere, and it's kind of
I
weird
get to,
because
I yeah, I can tell the artist is better at drawing people. Like if you look at the goblins, like if you get that one picture of the Goblin Queen, construction wise, that's a really good, well drawn person.
oh yeah, like the clothes and everything are done super well. But and then you get Tails, and it's just like he sticks out so fucking badly.
Yep. The foxes, especially Tails, it is not. This does not look as right.
Tails doesn't have any proper shading.
No, he does. Like you see that picture. You see the part where he's walking away from the village. You see it. Some parts are more orange than the darker orange.
It's a lot more subtle compared to everyone else who has like has like a lot more harsher shades.
Well, they have a lot more of the light gold, but yeah, I see what you mean. The glare and a lot more harsh shades to it.
No, 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 I take
Um,
that back. I take that back. The foxes in general, their shading is a lot
yeah,
more
all
bland than
I
just
guess
than every other creature that shows up. What the hell?
I guess it's because they have it's supposed to be fur and not skin.
What did you call? Oh, then what did you call the griffin?
The griffin, feathers, and well, oh no, he's part lion. Never mind. Though the queen, what's her name? Queen Volp.
Vulpecula.
Um, let me look this up. Oh, okay, I get the joke. Her last name actually means little fox.
Uh,
So she calls herself the little fox hunter. And when he's like, "What do you think? What do you think? I'm not chasing around. Don't be stupid. I'm the queen. I'm not chasing around the nameless zone looking for foxes. They can come to me, Queen Volpicla." Huntar. Get it? Little fox hunter.
Yeah. She's it's really lean to the fact that like, hey, that's just my name. I don't actually do this.
Yep. Again, like I said in the not bad, not bad. I like the boots.
I don't really have
You
anything
know
to
what?
say, so
Not bad at all. I would go out with that. But okay, enough about the queen. How kind of cute the queen is. Yeah, it's a good beginning. You see a griffin for the first time. That means there's other mythical creatures in this world. Last story, you didn't really see any other mythical creatures. You just saw the troggies
mhm.
or the ones in the beyond zone. We see there's also other threats to the foxes besides just them. Also, the goblins. Now that I look at it, his minions, they have like spiked collars and stuff. They look more like a biker gang. It's really out of place. His minions look like a biker gang, but he looks like a king.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized the person next to Volfera, that's a rat. So the rats come from the Nameless Zone too?
I don't know.
Yeah, but just a good start. Have anything else to say?
Me? No.
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep saying, but yeah, I don't really. Tails. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tails goes in the zone. Sonic still doesn't know, and that's actually going to be brought up later. So can make note of that. But yeah, let's. Do you want to go on to the next issue?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we get more Tails Adventure. Great. And
God damn it.
speaking of that, and speaking of that, next issue's cover. What gets who's on the cover?
Yeah, it's all right. Here's okay. Here's why I step back in. Welcome back for another issue of Sonic the Comic, and we see at issue 29. We see that Tails is on the cup. Fucking hell. Uh,
Yeah.
and inside we see Super Kellogg's Frosty's Compo. Okay.
I don't know about that shit, but more Tails Adventure. Clearly, you're on the minority, Anthony. Everyone loved this stuff.
I feel like they're just doing this to fill up a goddamn book, but okay. So we
All
open
right.
with the Sentinel, the main story, and this with deep within the aquatic ruin zone, a giant statuesque of a sentinel, of a ancient guardian, has arisen. Kintabor informs Sonic of this new development, and Sonic, not sure what to do, decides to check it out. It's better to be safe than sorry. He jumps into the signpost and warps into the aquatic ruin zone. There, he's attacked by badniks and quickly takes care of them with rocks. Ancient traps, though, linger within the aquatic ruin zone, and Sonic has to avoid all of them, even going underwater. Seemingly trapped under the rubble and doomed to a watery grave, the Sentinel awakens, moves, and saves Sonic from a watery finish. They have a brief talk, and the Sentinel realizes that the ancient civilization that he was supposed to be protecting is long since been gone. Has been long gone. And because of this, it decides that its purpose is no longer needed. So it self-destructs, destroying itself and turning into bits and remains of a statue into the aquatic ruins. Sonic tried to stop the Sentinel by telling him that he could have helped in saving the planet, but it was a bit too late.
All right. So first things first, art. Yeah, not the best.
Not the best, not the worst either, but
No, yeah,
it's
we've seen worse in this comic,
oh god, we have.
but not the best. It's really flat.
Yep. It's really flat. Shading is really basic. The only real thing you get from the aquatic ruin zone is that hey, look, they're just ancient Greek Roman pillars and That's it. Water. That's about it. Not a whole
When it
lot.
tries to like do perspective, it's really awkward. Like see that panel where the whisk. Wow, I just realized that was your name. Well, must have been confusing later. But when you see the whisk trying to laser Sonic, I know they're trying to like do some foreshortening on like his arm and leg, but it just looks like Sonic is stretching out his arm and leg.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that he's clearly revving up for a run, but that's not it. It's kind of weird.
You also see it later where his hand. I know it's supposed to be trying to dynamic, like his hands forward and his body back, but it kind of looks like Sonic has a really big long hand.
Yeah, like he's revving up a punch, and that in the following panel where he spin dashes through them, you can just imagine that's his fist. That's just stretching out stupidly long.
Yeah, but no, I mean like the panel right at the next page. Like when you see the first
Oh,
page,
yeah, where he's
the
shocked.
first panel.
Yeah, when he's hit, and his arm's supposed to be more in the foreground, but there's that stupidly long punch.
Yep. I like Sonic's using his stuff like. No, I do like Sonic like using the rocks as like high speed missiles by using his speed.
Yeah, which is a miracle that he doesn't, hit the animal inside of him.
Yeah, that would kill. But I guess Sonic just has good enough aim for it.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about these comics is that between this one and Archie, Sonic has been shown to come up with a lot of creative ideas how to get around it, problems and stuff. I know in Archie
A lot.
I know in Archie a really good example of this is when he made a makeshift bridge by throwing dirt into the air,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
So yeah, enough about the art. So I don't know if you know, this comes back later.
The ancient
That's one thing.
civilization.
Yeah, this becomes heavily plot important later.
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
No, no, I'm just saying that like I know where this is going, but it's really funny they foreshadowed it this much.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you know where it's going, but I
Uh,
know.
no, I don't. But I don't really want to dwell on it too much because we're not there yet.
But but yeah, it does come back later, so it isn't. This isn't just a throwaway story. I wonder if it's one of those things where they just kind of retroactively made it into that. When we get there, I'll try to like to compare. I'll make a note to remember this. Also, if you didn't notice, look at the bottom of the first page. You see a little Sonic in a chariot,
Yeah. So it's
a
hard to
little
tell.
hedgehog.
It's hard to tell if this is legitimate foreshadowing or it's a purposely planted seed. I mean, because it's intentionally vague. It's vague, like, hey, ancient civilization that existed here. I'm a product of their time. They're not here anymore, so I'm going to destroy myself. It never goes into specifics about it, so it could be made as a vague plot point that they can visit later, or if that never happens, then they could just push it down as a one-off.
But it's just funny because I know what this is gonna go. Though funny enough, that little Sonic the chariot makes no sense later.
No,
I don't even know why it's there. That's not foreshadowing at all. I think someone was just. It's really funny in retrospect. I'm gonna make a note of that too. That little Sonic in there make no fucking sense
and
when you learn
I
what.
I don't worry about that too much because Sonic 3 in Hydro City Zone, there are statues of Sonic, but Sonic has never been to Angel Island, so that's kind of weird.
Right, but there's that Miro, so probably someone in the past had a
No, but
vision that
okay,
Sonic.
but the mural is intentionally made vague though, it's very vague on how Robotnik looks. It's supposed to be his final robot, and Sonic is supposed to be supersonic in that, but he's just still normal. But it's vaguely Sonic looking. The statues in Hydro City Zone are accurate Sonic. Like they're just the sprites of Sonic just recolored.
Maybe I had a more accurate vision later. That
Maybe
when a kid
Maybe I just thought it was just a clever little thing to just fill up space.
canon, some echidna. I want to. I want to play a Sonic Adventure. I'm gonna point to a random echidna in the background. So that was him. His name was Visions. His name was Vision the Eyeballs. He just had different visions
No, wait. Why
of
would you
this
say?
weird
Why
head.
would you say eyeballs? He's an echidna. He would still be Vision
Oh,
the
that's
echidna.
true. Vision the Echidna. He just had different visions.
Ironically, he was blind.
That's the canon. All right, but nah, I'm just gonna make it notes of this to see what it goes later. We meet a Sentinel; those are gonna matter later. Um, but yeah, do you want to go on to the next one?
Now we still got a side story to do.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, and then happily take care of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay. So in this story, we're introduced to the Griffin. Okay. So Tails too. So we see the Griffin. We introduced him last time. Tries to kill Tails. He tries to kill Tails. Let me do this more creatively. Our man, the Griffin here. Tails tries to Tails tail. Tails is like, nah, I'm not into that. The Griffin fights it. So Tails runs away. He remembers he can fly. Griffin tries to kill Tails. It slams down before it can get Tails. Tails flies upwards. It slams down on the ground and dies. Or gets knocked out. You don't have to be so morbid. Or maybe and Tails meets the Centaur people. Make note, centaur people exist in this world, except they're not like humans. They have like animal faces. So yeah, so we meet the centaur people. Tails is like, yo, they're like, wow, Tails, you beat the Griffin. He's like, it's an accident, but no, you beat the Griffin. So they said, don't worry, we'll give you a ship to help you go fight the goblins. He goes, he meets the leader of the goblins, and that's the end of the story. So again, let's get to that art done by Casanova again. Good as
Yeah,
shit.
it's really good, except for Tails. He's just super flat for some fucking reason. His armor
He's
is
just
actually
super
his arm.
cartoony.
Yeah, he just stick. Look at the centaurs. They're shaded like around their muscles and everything, and their clothes are so goddamn detailed. And then just look at Tails, and it just sticks out so much.
I like it. It's just kind of like they keep their cartooniness.
Like,
Uh,
I guess.
so yeah, you get Tails. You also get the centaurs. You get the centaur people, which um I like their look because they look nice. But they're also like I can't even tell what animal their faces are. Wolves? No, chinchillas? But they also like animal feet. They also have like animal faces. I guess it's to keep away from the whole human thing.
I
But that
guess.
doesn't make sense. We've already had humans in this comic. The Moxio brothers, Robotnik's image consultant.
Hmm.
So yeah, you get to the Goblin King, and it's a short, little, nice story. Tails. Another running theme: Tails defeating his enemy by accident. He did it last time with the weird monster that was gonna eat the Enchanted King he was trying to save. He does it again with the Griffin.
Yep.
Now I'm looking at Griffin. I guess the beak is the bird part. But yeah, I have anything else to say?
No.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Excellent story. Wow. So let's get to the next issue.
All right, and we continue with issue number 30. Uh, sorry,
Um,
sorry, hold on, ran into a hiccup. There we go. Issue number 30 of Sonic the Comic, and it has nothing to do with Sonic on this cover. It's Skate from Streets of Rage. I'm sorry, Sea of Rage.
you
Anyways,
mean Blade Runner?
oh my god.
Let's continue. All right, let's continue.
We continue with Metamorpha in this story. It's Sonic once again destroying another what is that? Uh
It's the pod that Robotnik keeps the animal people in.
oh,
Those capsules.
You mean the animal capsule? No, that looks nothing like it. That
No,
okay.
it's because you see them getting. They keep saying, "Yeah, we're here society." So I'm assuming that he's breaking them out of it.
I guess
So he's
yeah. So Sonic destroys an animal capsule, frees his animal friends and the folks of Emerald Hill. Everyone's cheering for him. Sonic's as egotistical as ever, and we run into this new character, uh, who seems to be a dotting bear folk of Emerald Hill. Gotta say though, kind of creepy with her pure white eyes. Amy seems to be a bit jealous, but uh, but this new bear cub tells Sonic that hey, her zone is taken over by Robotnik, and Sonic pulls her in to lead the way as they run into a desolate, broken down, industrialized, ruined modern city. Uh, Sonic is ambushed by Badniks, and he takes him out. But that weird little bear cub transforms into a monstrous titan beast called Metamorpha and decides to attack Sonic. She she transforms into a gas, knocks out Sonic, and it turns out she is working for Robotnik and informs Robotnik of his capture. Robotnik is going to be on his way to take his final vengeance, and Sonic is trapped inside this weird prison cube. Sonic wakes up and he tries to break his way out, and eventually he takes a step back, relaxes a bit, and breaks through and attacks Metamorpha right away. Knocks her around and travels through the city and tries to chase her down. Then he suddenly meets Tails, who tries to push him into a fiery pit. But Sonic is fast on the draw, moves out of the way, and Metamorpha seemingly is destroyed, falling into the pit of fire, and Sonic returned to Emerald Hill. At the last panel, it is revealed that Metamorpho survived the her fiery grave, and we might see the next time. I mean, the consequences of that in the next issue.
so art wise, um,
It's
done by Mike.
Mike Hardley, who's been doing pretty well these last few issues.
Yeah, he did the Sonic World stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I liked it. The art wise, it's pretty okay. He Metamorpho looks really great when she's shape shifting.
Yeah. Right away, her bear cub form with the pure white eyes. That's creepy. Like, right
She
away.
has makeup on.
I mean the makeup, yeah, but dude, it's the pure white eyes and the black out I guess eyeliner around it is like super unsettling.
Yeah. I love how, and Amy was completely right. Amy and Tails was completely right, and you can't just go off and trust her. And we're introduced to a zone that never shows up in the game, the Grim Zone.
Yep.
What the heck is the Grim Zone supposed to be? It
Maybe
looks like
it's
an industrial section,
maybe
but it's
it's ba-
all busted up.
maybe it's based off of early prototype data of the Genocide City zone from Sonic 2.
There's a graveyard near it.
The cut zone from Sonic 2 is called Genocide City. I don't think it gets any more clear than that.
Hmm, yes. So Metamorpha, oh, I don't know if it says that she's a robot.
Which is weird because that's a hell of an advanced robot to transform and everything.
She also describes herself as mutating. So when I first saw her, I thought she was just a mutant,
Yeah,
like a
like that.
person with superpowers.
Yeah, and who just worked for Robotnik, like the Marxier brothers and the that weird Fox guy during the Sonic Reward thing.
But I did some research outside of this and read ahead. But no, this is a robot. Probably Eggman's most advanced robot. This is way more powerful than anything up to this point. Even Metal Sonic.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess this is the consequence of this undoing Robotnik's influence on Little Planet. He put all that technology to Metamorpha,
Yeah, she can shake her form. She could turn into a gas.
which is really goddamn impressive.
Yeah, like, and she can even turn into something that is fireproof and a rocket. Like, dang. And other people. Honestly, if she would have just turned into honestly, if she would have just did some research into Tails and just turn into him and get really close, she could probably have done it.
Yeah, and kidnapped the real Tails.
Yeah. Also, I love the scene where Sonic realized Tails is never able to talk back to me like that.
Yep.
That's how
Tails
I
was Tails was never as impudent. It was never that impudent. Metamorpha,
I
Metamorphia.
know
Sorry,
Tails. I know Tails and I's dynamic. I talk shit to him, but he never talks back to me.
he isn't allowed to. We also get our first look at Sonic giving a slight compliment to Tails, saying, "Bad luck, Metamorphia. Imagine having Tails' form without his flying skill."
Oh, that's also another weakness. She couldn't copy Tails flying. So I guess she can't copy abilities? But that's gonna come into question later. But that's later story. She couldn't copy Tails' flying ability.
Hmm.
I guess maybe because it's so aerodynamically impossible.
She turned herself into a
At least
gas.
that's true. How did she fall in there? I'm sure she could just turn herself and a rocket. Can she just turn herself into a bird and fly out? Or maybe she keeps the same. No, she can't keep the same weight because she's a gas. Yeah, honestly, how did she lose?
Yeah, it's weird.
She seems really invincible. But yeah, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm sorry, to ruin it, but she's a robot. She was created in a lab. She's not like a Mobian with a superpower. And even then, if she was a Mobian with a superpower, why would you ever need to work with Robotnik if you have that power? You wouldn't have to work for anyone. You would be invincible.
I don't know. It seems kind of weird to have a robot with sentience grow too powerful for Robotnik to contain and then just leave him. I don't know. It seems a bit much.
And again, her shapeshifting kind of is sort of like what Metal Sonic does later, except not on that level.
Hmm.
Though it kind of matches something that happens in Archie. In Archie, there was this character, I think his name was Synergy or something, or Eve. I think it was Eve, and
Yeah,
it was another creature that could like shapeshift into anything.
but those came much later, didn't they?
Eve from Archie,
Yeah.
maybe. Actually, we need to compare. Actually, I need to look up dates. Maybe they came. Maybe I think maybe Metaphorpha came before. But it's funny they had the same, basically the same premise.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was a pretty good back and forth. Eggman's cage that can like send all Sonic's force right back at him was a pretty good plan.
Yep.
Actually, I still don't get how Sonic got out of that. So did Sonic like hit himself against the wall again and then hit himself so hard that the reverse force pushed him out?
I guess.
That's the only way I can think about how he got out of that. Because if it sends all your force back, how would he get out of that?
Maybe he. Who knows? Maybe he just waited until its cooldown happened, and then attacked again. Right before it was able to force
Well,
him back.
he says then maybe the reverse energy will force the block to burst. But wouldn't that not? I don't know. Maybe Eggman just made a faulty thing and Sonic just ran really fast and reverse energy back out of it.
Maybe.
That's Eggman for you. He can make a robot that can turn into literally anything, but he can't make a good cage.
He probably thinks the cage is beneath him and told Grimer to make it.
Yep. But yeah. Alright, story. Um SWAT oh yeah, I keep calling them SWAT back. But Soldier Badniks. This seems what Sonic called them. Came back. Actually, we haven't seen those guys in a little while, actually.
Yep.
But yeah, they're back. Um, yeah. Everything else to say?
Yep.
All right, man. If not, let's go to the best part of the comic.
God damn it.
Ah,
All right. Like I said before, you can handle it from here.
okay. So in the grand, amazing, stupendous, epic adventures of Tails. We have Tails. He meets Goblin King. He meets the two little kids he has to save. Goblin King's been treating them okay. They're like, yo, he's all up in the up and up, Tails. He tells them that they'll go to Goblin Castle, but he gives them a location to secretly hide. Goblin Queen goes chases them. She finds them, but they couldn't find the location in time, and Goblin Queen finds them, and she corners them, and that's where we end it. Again, Casanova's art looked good as shit. Swords and everything looks really nice. Um, Story got another little beat of the story. They're finally at the castle, and the Goblin King Prince guy, because that's her brother, Goblin Prince guy, seems kind of nice so far.
Yeah, he seems
He
to
actually gives
be.
them a heart.
Oh, go ahead.
Seems like an Yeah. He seems on the up and up. He actually tells them a hiding spot so they don't get killed.
Yeah, he seems to be on the up and up. Seems like he's not in agreement with his sister's hunting.
He still took him there, but I guess maybe just so he doesn't have to get into an argument. But yeah, we see the two kids. Tails is gone. Tails doesn't really buy it so much, and now they're out the Goblin Queen, and she's right there. Again, still like them boots, Goblin Queen. But
Yep.
yeah, not much else to say. Maybe in the tail stuff, maybe we can like talk about them completely towards the end or something. Once we get like past them, final thoughts when we finish the story.
I don't
But
care.
yeah, I love them. Let's go to the next issue
Yep.
so we can finish these epic tales.
Yeah.
All right,
Issue
this is
31. Uh,
um.
hold on. Hitting a detour. Issue 31, we have a cover art that is nothing to do with Sonic once again. God damn it.
I
Um,
thought that was Slayer from the Ghostbusters at first.
I thought it was too, but it's not. It's some kind of goblin thing.
Yeah, it's Mutant League. Well,
And
let's get into the Sonic.
we get into the comic of The Pretender. Look up in the sky. It's the look up in the sky. It is a pack of buzz bombers attacking the folks of Emerald Hill, and Sonic is on the scene. But some other green hedgehog with a little curl of hair in the front, as well with a little curl of hair, yellow cape, uh, and a C on his chest, bashes into the Badniks, destroying them.
Nerd?
He's nope, maybe an anti-Sonic. Who knows? Ashura. Um, he flies through the air, taking out each Badnik without any problem. And he goes up to Sonic, telling him that the folks of Emerald Hill are safe without Sonic, and he doesn't need his help anymore. Sonic doesn't take too well to this, and he's getting really under Sonic's skin. And Sonic is challenges him to a race, and the race begins throughout Emerald Hill, and the two fly off at high speed, kicking up dirt and their friend and his friends all over the place. They're running through Emerald Hill, getting through all the dangers and all the traps. Seems like this new Hedgehog Cosmic is getting a bit tired and out. And Sonic, trying to be a good sport, backs off and tells him that um, take it easy, and that the race was won from the start. And there's only one Hedgehog that can defend Emerald Hill. Cosmic agrees and transforms that there is only one Hedgehog. Because he isn't one, he transforms into Metamorpha, who has returned from last issue, and clunks Sonic out, knocks him into a tree. And Sonic gets back up, trying to fight him as well as he could. And the trap is getting worse and worse. The Metamorpho transforms into a rope trap trying to catch him. Sonic burrows underground, gets out of the way, and Sonic has uh
Metamorpho tries to turn to a gas, and then Sonic runs around and makes a vacuum.
yeah. And Metamorpho realizes the only form that can stand up to Sonic is their cosmic hedgehog form. So she transforms into an imitation of Sonic, a green version, and goes for the attack. The Buzz Bombers are still attacking, however, Emerald Hill, and they decide to lock on to Cosmic instead, since they look like a shot for shot since they look exactly like Sonic. Sonic takes out the rest of the Buzz Bombers, but Metamorpho seems to have gotten away. Sonic, along with Porker Lewis, who has his hooves back, no longer hands, along with Tails and Johnny Lightfoot, wonder what happened to Metamorpho. But Sonic is sure that this isn't the last time they see of her.
It's not. She's one of the. Oh, I forgot to add her to my list of villains that are not the main villain, but are like kind of side villain list. Right underneath Captain Plunder. But yeah, we see Cosmic, the hedgehog, a green hedgehog. We're never gonna see that concept again.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's hard to tell, but maybe Cosmic was the color green and stuff was chosen as a reference to the famous glitch around that time for Sonic 2, which was Ashura, which was just ended up being a green Sonic with a black patch on its head, which might have been a reference to the little brown the little black hair that's in a curl like Superman.
yep.
Who
So
knows?
Cosmic has like the cape, the sea. Um, so we know this is Metamorpha. So Metamorpha gets tired as Cosmic. I don't know. I think that's part of. I don't know if that's part of the trap or actually something she did do. I think it's part of the trap because Metamorpha again, robot, no organs. She can't get tired.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because there's a limit on how much she can emulate someone's abilities, but then again, she couldn't emulate Tails'
Failed at all,
flying.
but she can emulate Sonic's speed
Hmm.
and keep up with him enough to go back there, or even keep up with him at all. Again, I think it might just be part of the trap.
Maybe.
But yeah, and she could like copy her arms. Our arms could make nets. Sonic learned from his mistakes and learned how to beat the gas form
Yep.
by making the vacuum. And Metamorphosis seemingly died here, or as Sonic pondered, or maybe she changed into some other form and escaped. Like, how would you kill that? Because if you
Yeah.
contain her, it's pretty much invincible.
Yeah, if fire wasn't able to take it out, what makes a blast any different?
Yeah. How would you be able to kill Metamorph? I guess if you put her into something like the sun,
Maybe.
something that could completely destroy it.
Yeah, because if you try to transform into anything else, she would immediately die, right?
Yeah. Also, I like the when Tails fights the Buzz Bomber, he pokes it in the eye.
Hmm.
It's like I'm helping Sonic poke. But yeah, you point out Pokelus doesn't have his hands anymore.
No, he's got his hooves.
Weird. I guess this artist didn't get the memo. It's all about the hands now. But he still has a human body. God, it looks so awkward.
Hmm.
But yeah, Orpha makes her second in a row appearance. Also, her new outfit that she's gonna wear, this is gonna be what she looks like when she's not fully transformed. It's like a weird purple suit with like a zipper on it.
Yeah,
Okay,
not
not the best.
not really the best look
I'm like,
for a constantly transforming robot?
I'm like, it has to be by choice because she can look like anything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she's like, yo, this is the look though. This is the big nice look. Everyone will respect this. But yeah, anything else to say to the story?
No, not really. It seems to be I mean, it's just a follow up of the last one and a fight. That's about it. Nothing really
Yeah.
super impressive of it yet. I mean, we will see
Oh, we do
metamorph.
see Sonic.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We did see Sonic's amazing jealousy.
Oh
Even if
yeah.
someone wants to help him, like he does not accept the help.
Nope. But he seems to calm down a bit when it's clear when he clearly is the better character in this. So like the moment that Metamorphia or Cosmic, I'm sorry, got winded, he decided to turn around and offer a hand. So I guess the moment it's proven that he's the best, he doesn't mind trying to offer a hand. Seems really dickish.
The way he says it, take it easy. It was only a one headshot grace right from the start. Dang, really,
Y-
really a backhand compliment there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's in character for this Sonic.
What?
All right, it says in character for this Sonic.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right.
All right,
We're on to the side story now.
yeah,
We'll move on
but
to the
it's the
sides.
last part.
Thank
Oh
God.
no.
You can
All
handle it from
right,
here.
let's. Yeah. All right. So the weirdly kind of hot queen
You know what?
broke the weirdly evil I meant. Queen Queen Volks what Volcapala, I forgot her name. But the weirdly evil queen that hunts foxes.
Oh.
Is cornering tails of and the kids. They find they she says she likes hunting them so much, she'll let them go to hunt them again. But they find where the prince secret spot. They go there, and it turns out the prince is waiting there to go kill them instead because she didn't want the queen to do it. Because she orders him around a lot. They run away from the prince. They're on the top of a building. They all fall, but Tails is like, I can fly. He flies, he goes to where the prince's airship is and takes off, leaving the
Mm-hmm.
prince and queen behind. He then goes back to the village, giving the kids back, and then went back home to Sonic. Also, but yeah, and also went back home to Sonic. But yeah,
Yep.
and that's what happened.
Yep.
But yeah, Sonic. But yeah, great store. I would say art good as always. Story. Now let's think of these Tails story. Oh, another thing we forgot. So back in the Sentinel story, Sonic was wondering where Tails was, and it was canonical that Tails was having this adventure during the Sentinel adventure.
Yep.
Meaning that was the first instance in the main Sonic story, him acknowledging something that happened in the Tails story.
Yes, it
So
was.
yeah. But yeah, as a whole, what did you think of the whole adventure?
Mm. Mm.
I thought it was, I don't know, another fun little adventure. Tails being a hero, save. Um, yeah,
It happened.
okay.
It was a little story about. It was another story about Tails going back into the Nameless Zone, saving them and solving their goddamn problems. Not like they can't do it themselves.
Oh, they
And
need an 8-year-old.
yes, they do. and coming back and to no fanfare and just pretending that it never happened.
Yep. Sonic still doesn't know.
Nope. And
But yeah,
honestly,
no.
it just kind of more. It doesn't frustrate me. It doesn't make me mad or anything. And I don't have any real malice towards these stories. But it's very clear that these are just filler for the.
Honestly, you can say that about a lot of stories in this comic.
Oh yeah, but oh yeah, definitely. Especially the what was it? Not the Metamorphia one. The one before that. I think that was the
Sentinel?
yeah the Sentinel one.
Well, again, I don't know if it was always planned to be something, so you could call it filler at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, how far away isn't it, how far away is it until that payoff of
For
the
a
reveal
long time. A long
that
time.
I benefit of the doubt or not, I doubt that they had the foresight for that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I kind of doubt. Maybe it was a retroactive. They were like, "Oh, snap! We could tie that into that Sentinel from a while ago
Yeah, other
because
than
it was
that, that
so
thing is
vague."
yeah, other than that, that thing is very that one is just very clearly a filler, just to fill up a story. I don't have a
I don't
problem
know.
with that. I don't have a problem with it at all. It's just when it's just back to back, that's when I kind of raise an eyebrow at it.
I don't know. I feel like they're all in four parts, and they have to just tell this little story. I don't know. I feel like it's a good little story of Tails going on an adventure. Pretty generic fantasy stuff. But then again, so far technically, it's only been two stories, two spread out stories, but still.
Mm.
But yeah, I thought it was okay. Until we get the next one.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just, I mean, I don't have very high views of this, so I'm just trying to not make it sound like I'm complaining. It's just,
It's cool. I asked your thoughts.
yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of them, but I'm well aware why they exist, and I know why that they have to split it between so many things because if they put it all together, it's clearly its own main story kind of thing. But I just, I mean, fact of the matter
Also,
is,
they have only so much space in this magazine, especially with the other comics.
yeah, it doesn't get its own actual, it doesn't become its own dedicated thing until much later. And even then, it's still a main story with a bunch of side stories that happen as well. So we still run into the same problem. I don't know. I just, I'm putting up with it. I don't really have a real problem with it, but it's, I don't know. It's just kind of annoying. I don't have any, yeah, I'm just kind of running in circles, but yeah, that's what it is.
All right, want to go to the next one?
Yep.
Our last one for the day. Am I right? Yeah,
Yes. Yep. And we
our
come in,
last one.
yes. Anyways, we come into Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 32, last issue of this batch, and we open with a cover of Sonic running away from a buzz bomber with it looks like a bee stung that buzz bomber's eyes, which is
Yep.
weird. He doesn't have a stinger. The buzz bomber doesn't have a stinger. It just clearly has a like a muzzle to fire its shots. Sonic has really goofy long shoes. But other than that, I say like he looks all right. Uh, the Buzz Bomber is just really goofy looking.
Yep.
But yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We come across. We continue with the main story with the unbeatable foe, with a mysterious cloaked figure appearing and showing everyone a terrifyingly new console television thing. It's a gift, and it's a world of mega coolness beyond belief. But Sonic doesn't trust the mysterious traveler. But meanwhile, Tails is tempted by the mega coolness and hops right in. He ends up in the Misery Zone, a zone filled with gargantuan, terrifying monsters. And it turns out that this mysterious figure was working for Robotnik, and Tails is falling into his foolish trap. and foolishly fallen into his trap. He reveals a monster from the Misery Zone, a terrifying, weird lizard, dragon, bipedal beast that shoots fire. Sonic is avoiding and attacking the beast. Meanwhile, inside the Misery Zone, Tails slowly makes his way, avoiding all the monsters and traps. As it goes on, Sonic seems to be on the losing edge until he spin dashes straight into it. The beast seems to be nearly unbeatable, but um, but it's not over yet. Sonic has an idea, and I guess relaying back to what happened with that mysterious extra life monitor, he throws the gateway straight into the monster, and it warps it back in. It runs into the misery zone and it attacks all the monsters in there. And because of this, it starts to destroy it. And Tails is ripped right back out. The mysterious traveler is getting away. But Sonic decides to let the guy go, ending with a quip how he is the most unbeatable foe.
Right. So first things first, um, Lou Stinger and Casanova from the Tale series does the art. You can really tell it's him. Like the
Yep.
detailed background and people,
The
clash
monsters. He's really good at drawing
monsters.
monsters.
Yeah, those monsters in the misery zone. They look
Way
really,
they look super gnarly.
yeah, like just deadly looking. Also, I'm this guy works for Robotnik, and Robotnik's plan was to bring that monster. If that monster would have done its apocalypse left, we saw that its apocalypse took out that whole dimension. Would it Robotnik just have killed everyone, including himself? Wait, no, he's in the special zone right now.
So would it destroy the special zone?
No, because the special zone's another dimension.
But okay, so was that a pocket dimension with the misery zone?
I assume since he did his apocalypse blast and killed everyone there, because the comic says, um, looks like the misery zone will be called the missing zone from now on. So he killed everyone there.
Hmm. Well, that just killed everyone. It seems to have just destroyed it altogether.
Yep, with his apocalypse. Damn, that thing was powerful. Sonic, that has to be the strongest enemy yet.
Yeah, but Sonic ended up prevailing in the end by throwing that what is it monitor back at it.
Yeah. Also, Tails is just stupid in this story.
Yeah, you would think he would learn after the extra life monitor thing.
Yeah. Robotnik, I forgot about that thing.
It seems it feels like this comic was just a straight up sequel of that, so it makes it really weird how Tails just falls for the same trap twice.
It's like, you see this thing there? Well, at least in that case, it was Sonic. This one, some random looking cloaked guy, you don't know who it is like, hey, you'll be super cool. If you step, you'll gain super coolness. It tells you, like, I want super coolness. Steps on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y- it it clearly
Okay,
happened in an earlier story. You'd think you would know.
well, the box one, it was Sonic. He thought he was helping Sonic. I can justify that more. This,
Okay, but you think Tails would be more wary about mysterious monitors that are just hanging around, especially when it's one is presented by a mysterious traveler.
yeah. Also, Sally Acorn. Keep forgetting she's back. Yeah, she's right there.
Yep.
Minor character. You know, maybe she would work if she was a princess or something. But, but yeah. Um, go that we meet the monster, which was supposedly unbeatable. Well, it kind of was,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the box.
Sonic attacking it and everything, it just didn't stay down. And the more he attacked it, the angrier it got.
Yeah. Also, that guy's decision. If the Apocalypse Black would have ended, wouldn't he kill himself?
I mean, maybe the ends justify the means. I don't know.
Yep. Also, I noticed he's floating. He doesn't even have legs. He might have
He's
legs, but he's just floating.
he says he works for Dr. Robotnik, but that doesn't mean he was built by him. So who is he?
What the heck is this guy? Is he from the Nameless Zone? He looks like someone who would be from there.
Yeah. Oh man, we're crossing over areas that we shouldn't.
And Casanova did the last Tale story.
Well, Casanova's really good at drawing monsters and mysterious figures or otherworldly beings, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. Also, again, well, I know. I guess I've seen humans a lot. Moxie Rose and all of that. Any other, and Robotnik and his image consultant.
Yeah. I was gonna say Robotnik barely counts as I mean, he may be human or Mobian or whatever they want to call it, but he really doesn't look like it. Being egg shaped and all that.
Oh, Kent, he was Kentovore, and Sonic knew about that.
Well, Kintobor was just normal though. He was more normal looking.
But yeah, but yeah. Anything else to say about this?
Not really. It was a nice little one off. We get the
Yeah,
introduction of the Misery Zone, which is we get introduced to the first and last time we see the Misery Zone. So that's
yep.
about it.
Everything there died a horrible death, which is pretty fucked. I know these guys are like monsters, but they were still sentient life.
I don't know, were they?
Yeah, sentient enough to feel pain and be angry.
Well, well, to be fair, so do plants.
That's true. Well, it's not good if we destroy all of them too.
Maybe. Yeah. Think of it like plants, because even plants, when you cut them as a defense mechanism or show that they don't like something, they release that nice smell when you cut grass.
Mm,
That's supposed to be a defense mechanism, but we're just kind of a-holes, so we like to smell.
well, you learn something every day.
Yeah, it's
All
kind of
right,
weird.
let's go to the next stuff.
And this
Sonic
time,
World.
we don't have a tail story. Yay!
No.
We welcome it into Sonic's world. Cam and Bert Barf. Search and rescue operations. Barf stands for Badnik Army Repair Functionaries. In No More Mr. Nicebug, Part 1. We open with Sonic trying out a new invention from Porker Lewis that that's supposed to reprogram Badniks. But from what we've seen, the Badnik is clearly destroyed, and Sonic questions if it's this is exactly how it's supposed to work. A a pure Badnik warns two engineers who work for Robotnik, part of the Barf subsidiary, which is the Badnik Army Repair functionaries. We get Cam and we get Bert, and they go off in their tank to go and retrieve Badnik parts and repair them. As they set out new Badniks and um, they are told that after they finish repairing and fixing more buzz bombers, they are told by a prime bandit that hey, there are two missing ones, and they don't take too well to this news, and they threaten to redesign him for his mistake, and that's where we end on that little story.
And they don't take time because they've noticed that some of the badniks they put it together have been turning nice.
Hmm.
So and that guy put it together, and when they left, they understood that means it turned nice, so it's going back to Sonic or something. So it might be getting out of their reprogram or whatever they're doing might spread. But yeah, we meet Cam and what was his name?
Bert,
Cam and Bert. And Jesus Christ, Cam is terrifying looking.
yeah, I know he's supposed to have
Especially
a
that last panel.
yeah, he's supposed to have a Cheshire cat look, but
She,
jeez,
she,
wait, what?
Cam, it's a girl.
What?
You didn't look?
I didn't pay attention to that. It clearly looks like a dude.
No, look at the chest.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah,
Oh, oh,
yeah. Cam's a girl. Also, just saying. So these two are Mobians, another group of Mobians that work for Robotnik. But wow, look at these Sonic characters. You can really tell these are characters that would fit in the Sonic world.
yep, you sure can. Mm.
You could plop them in a game, fit 100%, especially classic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Completely normal looking.
You know, not really weird to the design, especially Cam's weird face and huge smile.
Yep. It's interesting. I don't really. I mean, okay, so Bert is an ox. I get that. That makes sense because he's supposed to be big and burly. That's fine. I can get away with that. I'll put up with that. Uh,
Cat officially.
no, Bert is the guy.
Yeah, Bert's the ox.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Cam's a cat.
I know. I said it makes sense for Bert to be big and burly. I could get away with that. I'm fine with that.
But
But
Cam's a cat.
Cam,
Cam's smaller than Bert.
smaller, sure,
Oh, you
yeah. Still, dude, Parker Lewis and Johnny Lightfoot are not that anatomically designed.
hey, they're still kids. For all we know, actually never brought up age, so I assume they're all the same age as Sonic. Assume that Porker Lewis and Johnny Lightfoot are the same age as Sonic. So he's their oldest friends.
I guess.
So I
I,
guess when they get older, they're all supposed to look like. Also, if we go by Tails' world's logic, when they all get older, they all just get human-like bodies.
okay, but then I have a question. Uh, how long is Robotnik's reign supposedly supposed to last before I don't know the adventure games? Like, are they fighting every single day or what?
Wait, you mean how long the reign's gonna last in general?
Pretty much, yeah.
A pretty long time actually.
Okay,
It
so if
is
it,
gonna end eventually.
okay, it's so how long is a pretty long time? You make it sound like it's
It's
years.
gonna before the adventure game. I know before the adventure game, he's gonna lose.
I
He's gonna
know,
be defeated before that.
I know that, but what I mean is, okay, so is every story a different day, or are they all like every week?
Oh, I know what you mean. Time frame. My perspective is we're just seeing random adventures, and it's not in chronological order. Like, because we saw the Sentinel story. While the Sentinel story was happening, Tails wasn't there. But in the story right after that, Tails is there,
Okay,
but he's on the adventure in his world. So it's not
so
happening chronologically.
okay, so based off of that, then, how long do you think? How long? How much time has passed? Do you think has happened
It has to
before?
be a substantial amount of time.
Be
I would say maybe about a couple
between I
months.
was gonna say between Sonic coming back from the Omnivore and um Robotnik's reign being over before the adventure games. Like
I
how
would
long?
oh, a few years.
So okay, you think at some point he would have grown because it's safe to assume Sonic's around 15.
Yeah, I think by that point they would all be adult. Well, at least teenagers verging on adults. But again, so I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where you don't really think too deeply about it because you know that Sonic's design can't change like that. That Porky and Johnny will stay the same. Unless we assume that Porky and Johnny is just younger than Sonic.
Then Sonic's an asshole for bringing them into this.
But yeah. But yeah, we see them. The idea that I still like the idea that Robotnik has people that builds his or repairs his robots for him.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't expect them to be all the time just making new badniks and repairing them at the same time or whatever.
Yeah, he would need other people to do it for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that the that officially like I think Archie and official game lore is that he has actual factories and stuff that makes badniks with kidnapped animals.
Yep. Well, these guys aren't kidnapped. They're just kind of evil.
Yeah. No, I meant like how badniks are made because badniks are dedicated are I mean officially badniks um are just robots powered by animals. No matter what, they're called a badnik officially. But obviously Fleetway uses badnik as a general term for Eggman robot.
Also, the if Porco Lewis made a machine, something like a reprogrammed badness into good, and also destroyed him at the same time. I guess he needs to fix that part.
Yeah. Sonic even questions it. He's like, I don't know if this is supposed to be part of the process.
Well, at least it works. And
Yeah.
also, this is the first Sonic thing where we're following the villains as the main point of view.
Yep. I guess it's to show that the thing is called Sonic's World, so it doesn't just primarily focus on Sonic. There are other people around here.
Like Sonic Universe before Sonic Universe happened.
Yep.
To compare it to Archie. But yeah, it'll be a good way to see like different people around the world and like see Robotnik's people. And I'm just gonna tell you, these two they stick around surprisingly longer than you would think.
Hmm.
They aren't like just two stories. These guys stick around.
All right.
Also,
Well,
I forgot I need to add them to my list of villains that aren't Robotnik that kind of matter.
okay.
At least that will come back. So we got um I keep forgetting Cam, who's super smart and have a creepy smile and sharp teeth, and Bert, who's stupid and has real and I would assume would be super strong. He did rip a robot with it. I assume he destroyed that robot with just his hand and hammer. I guess really strong.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
So we got a dynamic duo, Brains and Brawn.
yeah, Brains and Rons. Um, before I was gonna say the hooligans, but no one in that was kind of smart at all.
Uh, no,
I guess Knack, but he's not really that. He's I guess he's snively, like clever.
he's clever. If anything, he's more like a tactician kind of guy. Bean is unpredictable, and Bark is quite literally the muscle.
Yeah, especially in Archie where he can make bombs. He's really powerful. We take that into consideration. But yeah,
Yep.
it's a short little story.
Yep.
I wanted to see how it's gonna go.
Yep. As it clearly says, part one. We will see a part two later in our next batch. And in our next batch, we will be handling things a bit differently because we have the introduction of a new long running character.
Yeah, Chuckles the Knuckles.
Yep. Oh, Fuckles, here's Knuckles.
Yep, my favorite Sonic character, but not quite as good as my favorite Green Hedgehog, Cosmic.
All right, that's it. We're going to go.
Okay, all right, but yeah, I guess we're at the end.
Yep. And like I said, we will handle things a bit differently. I believe the next issue or the following issue after that is the introduction of Knuckles. However, we won't be handling him right away. We will be handling a detour first before we get into the main batch. Correct?
Yep, in Sonic the comic, the summer special.
There's a lot of thes in the Sonic the comic that's summer special.
Yep, where we're gonna see the first appearance of Knuckles the Chuckles
Yep. But until
before he
then,
makes it in the main comic.
I am Anthony, and this is my good friend Tom, and we will see you later.
Yep. Bye.